Wow. What do I... Wow. Okay. It's the Flame Trench. Roll the intro. It's gonna get really spicy this week. Let's all buckle up. That's a cold open, right? What do I even do after that? Just roll the thing.
And here we go.
We have liftoff. Propulsion continues to be normal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, roll, planet.
Water towers fly! Yes!
Echo down to nominal.
Flight downside FD off. Bring in FD off. It's orange!
Orange 45! Oh my god!
Decollage. What is it? Put that in the big bag, you know.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
This methane would be igniting the flare, correct?
Yikes. You dead? Sure. We don't need any more of these.
Hello and welcome to the Flame Trench. It's our weekly informal news show where we get a little bit spicy. I'm Jack Beyer for NSF, and as usual, we kind of have the dream team this week. We've got the standard crew, starting off with I'm gonna go with Sawyer first because EJ is preparing a bit. Sawyer, Sawyer, how are you doing, buddy?
Stop ruining my joke.
I didn't ruin it. I just postponed it.
Right, we don't even know what your joke is yet because no one can see it. Everyone's seeing Jack's lovely face. There we go. Hi, everybody.
Lovely.
It is so good to be here. I love having the OGTFT bestie crew together. This is awesome. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a spicy one. Sparks will fly.
They are. They literally are. They are flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also joining us is EJ. EJ, what are you reading this week, buddy?
Well, here I got a service manual for an old Dodge right here, boy. And now the joke isn't as funny because you told people we were gonna joke.
Sorry. You were under that Dodge? Is that like the manual you were using on the car that you were working on earlier, or?
Yes. See how dirty it is. Yes.
I can tell because of the way that it is.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
What kind of Dodge?
69 Coronet.
Oh yeah, that one. Nice. We've talked about that before on previous shows.
Awesome. Yeah, man, it's pretty good. But we're here to talk about space, right? So.
Yeah, I'm. Can you tell that I'm not like super ultra stoked to start off this first discussion because of the places that it can potentially go?
But I like Stoke.
I do like Stoke. Stoke is awesome.
Oh yes.
We're all giving Sawyer a run for his money this week with the pun tokens.
Literally, my money. You're taking all my pun token money here.
Give me them tokens. Give me them tokens. Let's just jump right into it. It was the name of the show. I see it on YouTube. Is Katy
do we
Perry?
actually get to hear it this time with sound?
Oh no. Go ahead.
I'm Jack Byer for NSF, and this is your Flame Trench. Flame Trench, 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 Flame Trench.
You said the thing.
I mean, it's good to know that I'm consistent, at least.
I think every time in the most recent Starbase update that Jack said the name of this show.
Nice. Here I was thinking it was going to be the Ah My Hat song that was that Space Pope that made the Ah My Hat song? Somebody DM'd me an Ah My Hat song. Why did I just say that?
Oh, the song is brilliant. We were checking to see if it was copyrighted or not to be able to play because it's amazing.
Why do you do this to yourself, man? Stop texting. Who are you texting?
I'm not. My head is in my hands. I'm like, oh, geez, look, no text, no phone. Phone's over here.
You could have put it down. I don't believe you.
It's a good thing this isn't all over the internet when you talk about
what do you want me to do?
Like,
shut.
Let me see where you live. No,
you know where I live, terrifyingly enough.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's talk about astronauts or not. Today on Astronaut or Not, EJ, what's up with this New Shepard flight and the ensuing discourse?
Oh, dude, you hear that, guys? That's the sound of 1,000 people about to weigh in on this topic, ready and waiting at their keyboards. They're like,
yep.
Yeah, they're ready. They're chomping at the bit. All right. Anyway, so let's get into it. So, Blue Origin launched their New Shepard rocket earlier this week. That was it's NS-31. So it's a New Shepard flight. New Shepard is a suborbital rocket. It gets to space. It goes above the internationally recognized Kármán line. It's about 100 kilometers, 62 miles if you use lunar units.
Lunits, if you will.
Lunits, yes.
Or units. So, I'm gonna prevent you from getting through this if I can. No, go ahead.
No, it's good. It's good. So it doesn't go. Big clarification here. So New Shepard, it is a really, really nice piece of engineering. The rocket goes up, it separates a capsule. People get, 5 to 10 minutes experiencing weightlessness. The capsule comes back down. The stage comes back down. It lands itself. It has landing legs, it comes down, steers back to the landing pad and lands. This rocket does not get into orbit. So for the people that aren't well versed in this, it just goes up and comes back down. It doesn't go into orbit and orbit around the Earth like other commercial providers would, with a Dragon or a Starliner or something, or the shuttle. It doesn't go there. It just goes up, scratches the surface, and then comes right back down. Now, with that being said, New Shepard launched on the 31st flight. And this was this is a pretty notable kind of flight because it was an all-female crew. It was the first all-female crew on anything going past the Kármán line since Valentina Tereshkova in 1963.
Right.
Which
and
launched
the only
on a
reason
Soviet.
she was the only all-female crew is because she was the only one on board, right?
She was alone.
Technically a crew. Technically a crew.
Yep. So, it still counts, right? So, liftoff was on the 14th at 13:30 UTC. It was basically in the morning. In the morning on East Coast time. It's the only time that matters. So, it took off from Van Horn, West Texas. That's Blue Origin's kind of private spaceport. And the 6 passengers on board, I have to read the list. Let's just be okay. So Katy Perry was on board, the pop star singer. There is a NASA engineer and STEM advocate Aisha Bowe, civil rights activist Amanda Wynn, film producer Carrie Ann Flynn, TV host Gail King, and TV journalist Lauren Sanchez. TV journal. Okay.
Also, Jeff
TV
Bezos'
journalist.
fiance, I believe.
Yeah, that's Jeff Bezos' fiance. So they were all on board. They went up. The flight actually went really, really well. They went above the Kármán line. They went above 100 kilometers. So, like I said, that's 62 miles, 350,000 feet. If anybody really wants to get into that. So Amanda Wynn on board used her participation to highlight the role of science in promoting peace and reconciliation between the U.S. and Vietnam. Okay. Well, Katy Perry used the opportunity to promote her upcoming tour and showed the set list during the flight. The crew as a whole also said they wanted to raise STEM awareness with this mission so that more people of all ages and abilities could be inspired to break barriers. Okay. So now, that all seems fine and dandy, but chat, let's go. I'm waiting for you to chomp at the bit. Let's go. Are these people astronauts or not? Right. That's really, there was a lot of questions kind of after this flight. The flight went off great. It was fine. They used, for the nerds that care, New Shepard used tail number 5, I think, on its 3rd flight. It's a reused booster. Pretty good. But there is a lot of conversations around, whether these people are astronauts or not, or do we call them astronauts? Do we rope them in the same category as the early pioneers of the space program, like even Valentina Tereshkova, Yuri Gagarin, Kamarov, Alan Shepard, Gus Grissom. I'm seeing a lot of no's in there. I'm seeing a lot of no's. What do you? I think that's the real big topic here. Now, what do you guys, Jack? What do you think? Astronauts or not? Or just not?
I swear to you, EJ, I'm not trying to deflect. I think this is a stupid question and a wrong question. I'm not saying you're stupid. This is what we're talking about on the show because that's what everyone's talking about in space, Twitter, and news and everything. Like all the major news outlets, everybody's been talking about this all week. So of course we're going to talk about it. I think it's a silly question, but I promise I'm not trying to deflect. Do you think an X-15 pilot is an astronaut? And I'm asking you this because I know you're going to say yes.
They didn't go above the Kármán line.
Not an astronaut?
No.
They got astronaut wings.
Yeah, because the U.S. said, no, we think space is 50 miles, not 60 miles. And so we'll give them wings.
Okay, well, that backfired on me. Interesting. Anyway, I think anybody that's willing to strap themselves to a rocket or rocket-powered vehicle, whether it's a plane or otherwise, deserves some respect. You can think that this mission was cringe. You can think that the PR around it was, also cringe, I guess. I don't see the point in classifying these people as astronaut or not because they did something. Some of them, did useful things with their flight. I think Lauren Sanchez had a Teachers in Space experiment underneath her seat. That's pretty cool. I just think people want something to be angry at, and by saying, no, they're not astronauts, it gives you a little dopamine hit. Gives them a little dopamine hit. Like, they're not astronauts. They're just billionaires going on a joyride. And it's okay, guess what? Guess what was really expensive in the beginning? Traveling across the ocean on a ship. Planes, cars, books, computers, smartphones, everything.
McDonald's,
Walmart,
The Gap, baseball,
America.
Sorry.
Yeah,
America.
Every technology starts off as a very expensive thing that is only the realm of the rich people. That's why, in the Columbus days or whatever, you had to go to the Queen and be like, "Hey, Queen, can I have some money to go to the New World for you, and I'll bring back lots of money." And then now it's okay, yeah, you can have a boat and go across the ocean, go on a cruise or whatever. Things get cheaper over time. Technology gets cheaper over time. And I thought, excuse me, I'm sorry. I thought we were all here to be excited about the future of spaceflight and to be excited about more people getting to go into space. Everyday people getting to go into space. Yes, these are celebrities and rich people and not everyday people, but it is a step down the ladder from only test pilots and astronauts to, okay, test pilots, astronauts, and rich people. Okay, test pilots, astronauts, and rich people, or people who are invited by rich people. Okay, the next rung down the ladder is like affluent people, not rich people. The next rung down the ladder after that is you or me, buddy. Like, let's go. I am mind boggled at the discourse around this mission. I understand where some of it comes from because, to be honest, yes, some of it was cringe. And I'm sorry I'm monologuing for so long, but I have to get this off my chest. It really bothers me. It really bothers me. I feel like there's no reason anybody should care this much about this mission. I expected this to happen, a couple headlines to go by, and everyone was like, yeah. Same thing when Richard Branson flew, same thing when William Shatner flew, same thing when Jeff Bezos flew, and for some reason, this mission has drawn the ire of everybody. People on either side of the political spectrum, people from the US, people from the international, like I've just seen the most garbage, toxic discourse. And to me, asking, oh, well, are they astronauts or are they just joyriding on a thing? That plays into that discourse. Let's not, like, I don't even, yes, they're astronauts. To me, they're astronauts. There, I'll answer the question. I'm sorry. They are astronauts. They were on a rocket. They went into space. They didn't go into orbit, but whatever. They're astronauts. You can disagree with me. That's fine. You can think it's cringe. That's fine. I just think that is the wrong framing here. The right framing here is, hey, look, slightly more average people get to go into space now a little bit more often, and that's cool. Hopefully, it continues to get cheaper, and we get to a point where me or you or anybody can go into space if they want, and it's not just the realm of a test pilot, who's got 3,000 hours in an F-16 for 30 years or something.
Look at him, Chad. He's getting so mad. Sparks are coming out his ears.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I think they're astronauts. Sawyer, I'll let you say your piece if you want. EJ, if you want to do a rebuttal, I'll stop talking now. Actually,
Sawyer, go.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to like
Where's
shout.
Sparks? See what I'm saying?
Wow. Alex, your English has gotten great.
That sizzle you hear is the sound of the burn that Sawyer just delivered.
Sorry, I had to that Alex length answer.
Damn.
I mean, here's the thing. I know there's the whole argument, like when you see a Virgin Galactic flight, the main argument that we hear is, did they go to space or did they not go to space? Because that one crosses the American definition of space, which is 50 miles, but not the international definition of space, which is 50 kilometers. Because America likes to do that and change all the units and things. Yeah, exactly. America likes America. But
Frick yeah.
So
McDonald's.
It's interesting to hear the debate on this one. No one's debating, did they go to space or did they not go to space? Everyone agrees, yes, they went to space. They crossed the line. Were they in space for longer than 3 minutes? No. But they were absolutely in space. So I feel like that right there should be part of the definition. The fact that they went to space. If you go to space, you are technically an astronaut. Whether you performed the duties of an astronaut is a whole nother story.
I feel like this is one way in which the goalposts for this particular mission have been moved. Sorry, EJ, I don't mean to trigger you with that statement, with that turn of phrase. I feel like normally, right, Sawyer, like you're saying, we have that debate. Is Virgin Galactic or a New Shepard flight space? That's the line of debate that normally happens around these flights. To me, that's what I normally remember seeing. Now, yeah, we all agree it's space, but were they astronauts? It's like, who cares? They went to frickin' space.
I mean, I think part of the reason also, and one of the big questions when it comes to like being in space and being an astronaut in that definition, is the fact that typically they have to do something to advance spaceflight, to advance humanity, to do experiments, do something. There were 2 crew members on board that were actively doing experiments. Aisha and Amanda were both there, not as spaceflight participants solely, not there for a publicity stunt. They were both there as actual scientists, as actual researchers, people with degree in astrophysics, as STEM advocates. I mean, you have 2 former rocket scientists on there studying women's health. Is it only 3 minutes? Yes. But given how few studies there have been done at all on women's health in space, 3 minutes is a lot more than we normally get. I mean, It doesn't seem like a lot, but they, at least in my books, meet the definitions of an astronaut. Whether you count Gail King and Katy Perry and all of that, I can see the debate on them. They basically kind of rode along. It's almost like the people where they would buy themselves a ticket on a Soyuz flight. They wouldn't do anything. The other two people would actually, go ahead and do all of the stuff with Soyuz, dock and whatnot, and they would just be there to take the pretty pictures. So I think a couple of them meet a full definition of the astronaut, and the other ones are on the questionable side. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
We have a tweet here on screen. The U.S. commercial space. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I guess the Department of Transportation Secretary disagrees with you, Sawyer.
Well,
Jack,
I
read it.
I saw that. Go ahead and read it.
The U.S. commercial space industry is an inspiring project which showcases American ingenuity and exceptionalism. But the last FAA guidelines under the Commercial Space Astronaut Wings program were clear. Crew members who travel into space must have, quote, demonstrated activities during flight that were essential to public safety or contributed to human spaceflight safety, end quote. The crew who flew to space this week on an automated flight by Blue Origin were brave and glam, but you cannot identify as an astronaut that do not meet the FAA astronaut criteria. Okay.
How do you do, fellow kids? Brave and glam.
Yeah, right. Government says a lot of stupid things. Doesn't, I mean, I care not.
Yeah.
I don't know, chat, like, do you even care? Do we even care? Like, I think this was...
Wait a minute. Hold up. I got something to say. Look, Jack, I'm kind of with you about not caring. Guys, first and foremost, I don't think this is the hill to die on.
Right?
Really?
This
ain't the hill to die on. It really isn't. Now,
like, everything is burning down around us, and this is what we're going to all yell and argue about?
Yeah, your background is literally in flames, Jack.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. It's a metaphor. Sorry, EJ, go.
Now, with that all being said, hear me out here. There were some post-flight interviews that were done with some of the crew members on this flight. And one of them basically said, well, we did exactly what Alan Shepard did in 61?
61.
Yeah, we flew the exact same thing. We did the exact same thing. So he's, if he's an astronaut, we're an astronaut too. Now, see, I don't think this is the hill to die on, but I really don't. You can call yourself an astronaut if you want, but that's where I kind of take exception to this. No, you did not fly on the same exact flight as Alan Shepard. Yes, Alan Shepard flew on Mercury Redstone. He went up and he came back down. If any one of you guys flew on that flight, MR1 or what is it, MR2, you'd be in the hospital. Why? Because that flight messed up Alan Shepard because he came down pulling like 9 Gs or something. It was not the flight that a new Shepard rocket is. Absolutely not. That Alan Shepard had the stones to put himself on top of an ICBM with basically a tin can strapped to him, like basically an EVA suit. I mean, Mercury capsule is basically that, right? And fly into space. Not only that, like maybe the third or fourth person to do it. I forget if another cosmonaut flew before him, but first American to do it. That is not the same thing. No, you are not the same. Absolutely not.
No, but I understand using that as an example to say we flew suborbitally, like to explain what they did. Yeah, they flew suborbitally. Was it comparable in stress to the human body or risk in any way to what Alan Shepard did? No, not a chance. Absolutely not.
No way.
Can we bring up the stupid tweet again? Can we bring that up again?
Which one? That one or Jeff's?
No, this one. I want to no, not this one. This isn't a stupid tweet. It's Jeff. Jeff is great. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Kevin. I didn't say Kevin at the start of the show. Kevin's operating today's stream. Thank you, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
It was kind of obvious with the video.
Where was it? Okay, automated flight. Automated flight by Blue Origin. Bruh. Dragon's automated.
That's what I was thinking. Here's my question.
Dragon's automated as heck. You're telling me they're at the controls of Dragon at any point? Dragon is basically a space station taxi. It's basically a space station Uber. Like,
okay.
Come on. I love Dragon. Though. Don't get me. You can. How often do they? I would love to know.
All right, I want to ask both of you then this. And chat, I want to see your answer to this as well. So if we're talking about spaceflight participants, What if we throw orbit into it? Fram 2. Let's talk about that. Is the Fram 2
Astronauts.
crew astronauts? They are
Absolutely.
not. They weren't officially trained as astronauts. Let's go with Chun, because he was not a pilot. He wasn't trained to fly the spacecraft in any way. He paid for the mission to go up and orbit the poles in a Dragon capsule and just do whatever he wanted. Take some videos with his phone. Of course, they did some research and things too. So would they, as people who paid for a flight into space, count as astronauts? And tell me what the difference is.
I mean, Sawyer, I think that going on a full orbital flight carries a lot more risk, and you're going above the Kármán line. I think the risk there is really where that's where the line of demarcation is. Going up and down is not orbital, all right? In going into orbit, you know good and well from shuttle missions, being a shuttle aficionado, how much more weight that carries or doesn't.
Yeah.
Give me your pun
Clever.
token.
That was-
So,
Ding, ding,
like,
ding.
You're taking all my tokens, people. Jeez.
No
it's
tokens for
just
Sawyer
mine.
this episode.
yeah, it's mine now. I think there's definitely a different amount of risk there, especially with like Fram 2 going into polar, and I think that's really where it comes down. What it comes down to. Now, once again, it shouldn't be undermined. Like Jack, I think you said it very, very right. Dude, it takes stones to put yourself on one of these things. That takes a good amount of courage,
Yeah, and
figuratively, right?
That is setting aside the fact that of all rockets to ride on, the one that requires the least guts to fly, I think, is probably, we all agree, is New Shepard. Like, it seems super safe, super chill. It's had several aborts where everything went fine. Like,
it's a pretty well
it's still
matured
a rocket.
system, and once again, guys, I'll be 100% real. I'm kind of with you. I don't, dude. You can call it whatever you want. Personally, I'll call them commercial astronauts as opposed to a NASA astronaut. Right? There's commercial pilots, and then there's military, like government pilots. Right? We have no problem with that demarcation there. Like, so what? Whatever. Spaceflight participant, call them whatever you want. They can call themselves whatever they want. I don't really care. I don't think that's the hill to die on. What I think is the hill to die on is the inherent risk of these missions. Do not compare yourself to Alan Shepard. That is not the same thing. And it's not the same thing. Alan Shepard was carrying way more risk doing this.
Absolutely.
And same with Scott Carpenter, same with Gus Grissom, same with Michael Collins, John Young, Jim Lovell. These guys were carrying way more risk, especially when all these lots, except for Gus, started going out to the moon. Those are much different missions. Those missions require training, and if you do one thing wrong, you could die. All right, like on New Shepard, maybe you don't get your seat buckled all the way. It's not a big deal. That could really hurt you on any of these other flights, and I think that's where people with dissenting opinions about this are really kind of getting at. That's not the same thing. Don't compare yourself to the early space pioneers. You really don't. You are astronauts. You can call yourself that. That's fine. I don't care. You could call yourself these black bosnauts. I don't care. You can call yourself whatever you want, but don't compare yourself to that. That's not a good look. I don't think that's right.
That's fair.
I will agree completely with that. Yeah, I mean, that was a whole new level of space flight. It hadn't been done before. As you mentioned, the risks. A new spacecraft. Was it suborbital? Yes. Early on in the program still. They were testing out so many systems. Can humans function in space? What can and can't they do in space? Can you eat a corned beef sandwich in space? Priorities. But I think, yeah, I agree. I think we can say they went to space. They didn't go to orbit. Whether you wanted to define that as an astronaut, they were commercial participants that went into space, but in no way, shape, or form should they be compared to any of the early Mercury astronauts who did those suborbital flights. I will agree.
Yeah, I don't think you should compare yourself in that regard. I suppose if you want to call yourself an astronaut, that's fine. They did go to space. They did carry the risk that once again, I just don't think it's the hill to die on. I think, but I really take a little bit of exception with comparing yourself to people from the early parts of the space program. That's not okay. Don't, that is an incredibly bad look. Sorry.
That's fair.
Just
That's
is.
fair. We have Kevin. You want to do that tweet? Let's hit that tweet from friend of the show, Jeff Faust. Worth noting,
Jeff.
Says Jeff on Twitter, the term astronaut is not defined in relevant sections of federal law or regulations for commercial spaceflight. Government astronaut and international partner astronaut are, for reasons not related to if they are flight crew or not. When the FAA operated its Commercial Space Astronaut Wings initiative through 2021, it elected to award wings to all people who flew on commercial vehicles above 50 miles, be they flight crew or spaceflight participants. So Jeff Bezos got wings, as did Richard Branson. So did William Shatner. But who would deny Captain Kirk his astronaut wings? So if you take commercial suborbital flight and want to call yourself an astronaut, you can. You might expect some snarky comments or memes, but you're not violating, quote, FAA astronaut criteria.
Yeah, I don't know what Sean Duffy's saying with his comment. I don't know. What are you talking about, bro?
Right.
Like, what are you talking about? What, did they not go?
It just, I mean, it's the internet. Everyone has opinions, and this was the popular thing to dunk on this week because reasons, I guess. But yeah, I do want to thank a bunch of people who are supporting the stream. And we do have some comments / questions here in the queue. If you have anything to say,
All right.
at NASA Spaceflight in chat, we'll see it pop up in some software we have running in the background. Melissa, thanks for becoming a Padrat member. KO, becoming a Padrat member. Starship Troopers, gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Thanks so much, Starship Troopers. You're doing your part. See,
I'm doing my part. Would you like to know more?
I would like to know more. Tell me more.
No
No one ever knows what to
Forgot where
say.
the lines go.
No one ever knows what to say when you want to know more.
I'm from Buenos Aires, and I say kill them all.
There we go. Morton Van Vick, thanks for gifting 5 Red Team memberships as well. If you got gifted a membership, if your name in chat just turned green, guess what? You have access to a bunch of sweet perks, and you should thank the person that gifted it to you. I hope Kevin is ready, and I've stalled long enough so that I can say this next 5 gifted memberships was from Ninja Decimator. Pew, pew, pew. Kevin, you're a legend. Telstar86, speaking of a legend, thank you for gifting a Red Team membership. Blake Alexander, another legend, gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Dave McKeegan. Sorry, Dave McKeegan made my brain stroke out for a second for some reason. With
Dave's
a super
not here,
chat,
man.
they say she can't be an astronaut since it was all fake and she never left the ground. Apparently, facepalm.
Yeah, dude, I saw that one guy on TikTok that said the same thing.
Bruh. Booster 1058 Cashew Crew. Thank you so much. They say new command, Max Evans. I'd rather be flying an X-Wing. Thank you for the support. They say, can we coin a new name? Astro Tourist instead of Astronaut? If you want, what is that horrible sound?
What?
Anyone hear that?
I guess that's the sound of an X-Wing. Is that?
Yeah,
Kevin?
that might be the sound of an X-Wing.
Yeah, it was.
Astro Tourist, whatever floats your boat, man. I'm sorry, I have
Jack,
very little interest in
That's where I'm at, dude. You can call
Splitting the
them
hairs.
whatever. Yeah, exactly. You split hairs at that point. Like, do I think it's right comparing them? No, you can't compare yourself to NASA astronauts. Absolutely not. You want to call yourself that, I suppose. Like, if that's the way it's gonna be, that's the way it's gonna be. I just don't think this is the hill to die on, right? Like,
if I'm on a
stupid.
plane and there's a mechanical malfunction midair and we have to divert and land at a different airport, I wouldn't compare my experience to the Apollo 13 astronauts.
No, but we'd call Ryan Weber to fix it.
Hey.
Now, here's the thing. Alex, by the way, really quick, along those lines of what the name is, saying, what do you call them once we have hundreds or thousands of people that go into space? Are they still astronauts? I mean, my thought on that is the fact that you can still call them astronauts. Eventually, over time, the word may lose some of its prestige. I mean, when you think about like an airplane pilot, you think of, those Top Guns originally and the people that were pioneering flight and the Lindberghs and all of that. But, now so many more people are pilots. You have the commercial pilots flying airliners. You have everyday people that are flying Cessnas that are pilots. They're still pilots. It just may not be the same pilot that you're thinking of from the early days of aviation. I feel like as we go along, you can still call these people astronauts. It's just, it may not be the same type of, the astronauts of my day kind of thing.
Yeah. Whoa,
Hi.
Whoa. Hey, you okay?
Alex?
No. You can't.
I have a question.
No, you said you weren't
I have
going
a
to be here for
question.
the show. I asked you
sorry.
before the show with the Membies. The Membies
I'm
are my witness. You said no.
I do have a question though. We know that eventually it's gonna lose its meaning. When does it begin? Is it now? Should it be now? Should it be 100 years from now? It's for sure that astronaut, the word, it's gonna lose its meaning at some point.
I mean, yeah, I think the meaning is people who go into space. We agree on what space is generally. We know that that's different than orbit, and therefore astronaut is a valid word. And I see a lot of people in chat, like Mick Ronald, saying, "So Jack flies a drone. He is a pilot." Actually, yes, I am a certified unmanned aerial system pilot according to the FAA.
Do all astronauts be
but-
pilots? Like,
But if I'm
not
on
all of
if I'm
them.
on a cruise ship, that doesn't mean I'm a captain. Doesn't mean I know how to sail. So I get like there's multiple. Like I get it. There's multiple arguments, and then the name is going to have to change over time. I don't know. What do you Alex, Mr. Answers, Mr. Questions? What do you think?
I don't
When
care.
is that
but
time?
I personally don't care about the definition. It just seems
Then
to
why'd
me
you-
that
Why'd you bring it up?
no, like true. I'm in the camp of I don't care, like you were saying before, but I'm also a bit picky with the fact that a lot of people try to put constraints to the word, and it's like there's gonna be at some point where it's just gonna lose its meaning. Space is gonna be so commonplace that it's like, when is that supposed to happen? Are you gonna hold over to that passion? Oh, in the 60s, in my day, things were like this. And it's like, yeah, but we're not in the 1960s. Like, they did great job, and that's not to diminish their job, right? Like, that's my point here and what Sawyer was talking. I feel like a lot of the comments and a lot of the arguments for each or any other reason, it's like it's always trying to hold over that sentiment. I don't know, it just feels silly to me.
I agree.
Hang on. So wait a minute, Jack. You did a flyover of Starbase that was in the most recent Starbase update. Max,
Correct.
Julia, and Dee did the Cape flyover on a helicopter. So are they now commercial air flight participants? Are you a
Yeah.
commercial air flight participant now, Jack?
What? Yeah,
People are saying they're commercial
sure.
space flight participants because they rode along in it. So if you rode
Yeah.
along in someone's Cessna to take pictures of Starbase, are you a commercial air flight participant now?
Sure.
You
yeah.
see the ridiculousness of the naming
I
now,
do.
chat?
I don't.
It doesn't
I don't.
matter.
I don't find like the distinction useful in any way. Also, Dawson, our back channel, is yelling about mission specialists. Like you don't. It doesn't have to be a pilot. A pilot-based thing. Like you can be in an astronaut and not have anything to do with controlling or commanding the vehicle whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the mission specialists in the early shuttle days, pre-Challenger, were an employee who worked on the satellite. Hey,
Yeah,
you
like
worked
an employee
over
from
to...
Hughes or an employee from Lockheed or
Yeah,
what
exactly.
have you.
You worked on the satellite. Cool.
Or-
Let's train you to go to space. To
Or
deploy it.
an employee from Congress.
Yeah, ballast.
Thank you, Senator Skeletor.
Thank you.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Remember, Sawyer,
It's the flame trench. Hey.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, oh, man.
You
I'm gonna
all
keep.
right?
I'm gonna keep running through support. Airvale, thank you for the support. They say astronaut comes from the Latin for star sailor, so perhaps it would be analogous. Analogous
Yeah.
to sailors. You're an
Annapolis.
astronaut if going to space is your profession. Otherwise, like John McDowell's term, spacer. Oh, I hate that. I love John McDowell. I hate spacer. I'd rather be flying an X-wing again. They say the title astronaut has a certain reputation for the best of the best. People who we were told to look up to as heroes. Now it feels that title can be bought. Excited for normal people to go to space, but it's not the same. That's all perfectly valid. Yeah, okay, Das, you weren't yelling. Fine, you weren't yelling. It wasn't in all caps, but
Dad's yelling at us.
he's gonna turn the car around. There'll be no Cape Canaveral for anybody.
He's not mad.
Yeah,
He's
see,
just
you're
disappointed.
already dossing this up, Jack. Good job.
Oh God. Okay, I mean, I generally agree with what I'd rather be flying an X-wing is saying, but you have to think about what Alex was saying. Like, it's not the '60s anymore. These aren't all test pilots, and you can't, like, yes, because of the way our society is and the way that we like deify individuals and like have heroes and whatnot, we think of collectively astronauts as the pilots and like the right stuff, like the brave guy who's flying the spacecraft. You don't even think of mission specialists ever. Those are astronauts too. So I don't know. We just need to broaden the term of what an astronaut is or can be, and that is the process that is happening right now. And some people just want to yell about it, like Gamergate, frickin', kind of thing. Like, Sawyer, you have a guitar?
Yeah, I have a question for you.
See, now Das is yelling. He said thank you in all caps.
Yeah. Oh, well, that was horrendous. Let's try again. The question is, do you ever feel
Oh God.
like a plastic bag through the wind?
Put the guitar down
Copyright,
now.
Copyright.
Start again.
Left
Did
shark.
Alex just die?
I think so. Yeah, also, I'm sucking at this right now because I'm under the pressure, but yeah.
Nice. I didn't even know you could play guitar. I guess, actually, that's a lie. I guess I did.
Yeah, it's not just for show.
I knew you could
Alright.
play guitar, Jack. I'm a better friend than you.
You are a better friend. You should get a bass, and then I'll get a drum set, and we'll start the NSF band.
I'm in.
That's why we can get away with this, though, without the copyright. Don't worry, Chris
Can we-
Burry. That's
can-
why I broke
can
it
we
and played
call-
it absolutely terribly, not because I'm rusty. It's fine.
Ryan,
minute.
Ryan Caton can be our edgy singer, or like lead singer.
That'll work. Can we call
That would
ourselves astronauts? Can we call the band that?
It's too good. It's too good. Oh,
See, those folks that
goodness.
say it's always just there in the background for show. I do play it occasionally. Not well, but I play it. There you go. Proof. Now it's on the internet.
Chaos 4, thank you for the support. They say, I can't believe anybody on this channel who's so passionate about space flights is calling them astronauts.
I mean, I'm indifferent, dude. Like, I would if I was gonna put anything on, I'd say spaceflight participant or just passenger or something. Where I take exception is comparing
Crew?
yourself to
Is crew okay with
crew.
you?
Crew is fine. Where I take exception is comparing yourself to Yuri Gagarin, Valentina Tereshkova, Alan Shepard, John Glenn. Hell no, you are not in the same category as them. No way, not a chance, dude. Like,
Yeah, and I understand.
there was
why-
very big
why
risk. They
people-
could have died. Like Gus Grissom, Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee. Kamarov, the crew Soyuz 11. Like these guys, there was real risk here.
Was
like
Cameron
that-
the guy that yelled the whole way down because he was salty? Like as he got roasted?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, way to put it so bluntly.
It's the
Yeah.
flame trench. What do you want from me? If this was a
You're
live stream for a rocket launch, I wouldn't have even asked the question.
You're roasting a guy who literally roasted to death. Come on.
I'm just describing what happened to him.
This isn't Luke Gibson like on the last show on
Based on
Sunday here. Come
based
on.
on his comments in his final words, he would probably appreciate a unvarnished description of his horrible end. Anyways, hey, let's do some more support. That's a great segue,
What
right?
in the...
Wow.
Austin Skirvin, thank you for the $5 tip. They say crazy week here in the space sector. If you know, you just lost the game. Oh, dang it. Gunfox, thanks for the support.
Oh.
They say
You have
gifting
to.
5 red team memberships. They didn't say that. They just gifted them. Greg Watson, thanks for the support. They say, I think we're at an inflection point where terms like astronaut and cosmonaut need a better definition. There was a time where everyone that flew was a pilot, but that time is long past. Nailed it.
But
If I fly into
everyone
space, I'm calling myself a banana knot. Is that fair?
Sure.
But I mean, again, we're talking about
No.
if you're flying flying a plane is in flying, because then everyone's still technically a pilot that flies a plane, but versus flying in a plane.
See, this is the reason why I don't think this is the hill to die on here, because this is a hot dog a sandwich question at this point.
Right.
And yeah, I don't want to be a part of this. Can we move to the next topic? I don't want to be a part of this no more.
I'm trying to get through support. Chaos.
Segue us out, Jack.
Chaos, thank you. They say the world lost all prestige with this crap. I disagree, but you're welcome to your opinion. GK Walker, they say the term astronaut isn't losing its meaning. It's becoming the standard term for people who go to space, which is great, just like Kleenex and Band-Aid. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's very
yes.
much what's going on.
It's a proprietary eponym.
Yes, write that down and Xerox it.
Posittraction.
Blake Alexander with a $40 super. Thank you so much, Blake. They say $10 puns, $10 laser sound effects, $10 impersonations, $10 great flame trenchy dialogue, even the silly debate on definitions. Let's focus on getting more people up, not debating semantics. Thanks, EJ, Jack, and Sawyer. Thank you, Blake Alexander, for
welcome.
putting a nice little bow on the discussion so we can move on.
Yes, now send me to space. I don't care what vehicle it's on. Send me to space. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I want to go to space so bad. Send me to space, please. Send me to space, please, please. First Mars ship. I'll go. I don't care.
I don't care what you call me. Call me a trenchonaut, because I'll be coming up the flame trench onto it. That's fine with me. We are
telling you.
trenchonauts here, folks. The three of us are
Banana knot.
trenchonauts.
I'm a banana knot. Leave me alone.
That's not an appealing title, dude.
What? It's appealing to me.
Appeal.
I think might have missed a Space Pope super in there. Sorry if I did. Speaking of calling yourself whatever you want, Space Pope, thank you so much. I think there was a $50 super in there. I might have gotten lost in the fray there, but thank you, Space Pope, for always blessing the trench. Was that?
Space Pope has a new
Oh,
sound.
we have a nice little Space Pope sound. Space. Wait, do it again. Do it again, Kevin. Space. Yeah. Yeah, I need to learn Latin now. Thanks. I'm gonna start Duolingoing Latin. Can you do that? We're not sponsored by them, by the way.
Liberate a te ex inferis.
All right.
Also,
Next
I should
topic.
announce EJ
Jack.
before we go. Someone in chat said, EJ, if anyone
Where
is
are
a
we going?
banana knot, it's me, and their name in chat is Mr. Banana. So
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm a banana. I'm a banana. Oh God.
Is that the Halo theme? Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the Halo. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it was.
No, I just want to throw a sticky grenade on somebody. Takes me back. Takes me back.
No,
Oh,
I will use my energy sword first. Sorry.
Next Starship launch, can we get a bunch of original Xboxes and do like an old school LAN with everyone that's here? That would be so
Ooh.
fun.
I mean, I still have my 360, but
Anyways,
Bruh, I have
next-
my original Xbox.
nice.
wait.
Yeah.
Xbox? You have an X on your shirt? X gonna give it to you?
Bum 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 bum. We're going to get sued, dude. Dun 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 dun, dude.
Don't make me bring
Dun,
out
dun,
the
dun.
guitar again. I will play it terribly.
Hey Sawyer, you know what you can bring out the next topic? Tell us about Artemis 2
Whoa!
taking shape, please.
That was smooth, dude. That was smooth. So speaking
You
of
weren't even
things,
ready for it. That's how smooth it was. Don't slip.
So speaking of questionable flights, SLS, Artemis 2 is stacking now big time inside of NASA's Vehicle Assembly Building at the Kennedy Space Center. So recently we saw them put all of the segments of the SRBs together, rolling them over from what was the ARF, and then putting them into the VAB and stacking the 5 segments, and then topping off the nose cone on each of them. That meant it was time for the big orange boy, aka the core stage, which you see on your screen there. That, which originally came over from Michoud in Louisiana, was rolled over. We saw it come over into the turn basin, rolled into the VAB, and now it was finally stacked and attached to the mobile launcher to be mated with those 2 SRBs on each side. So Artemis 2 is literally taking shape. But there is more. With the first stage essentially put together, now crews are getting ready for the upper stage. So first is an adapter, because the first stage is almost 9 meters in diameter, and the ICPS, the second stage, so to speak, that one is, I believe, 5 meters. So that's, yeah. So instead you need like one of those Kerbal Rocco adapters, and they mounted that on. And
Turbodyne.
yeah, see, so there it is. And in case you're wondering how they actually secure it to the core stage, it is 360 bolts that each have to be screwed into place and tightened and checked that they're actually tight. So there is that adapter, and it took a lot of bolts and a lot of nuts to get those nuts and bolts in place. But the nuts and bolts are done. So next up, hopefully, will be the loading of the ICPS, which, in case you're wondering, wait, where is it? It's been there. It's been sitting there for 4 years now. It was sent over. So, yeah, it's been waiting. It's ready. It's just been in storage. So they'll do that, and then hopefully, eventually, we'll figure out what the deal is with the heat shield on Orion, and then get that mounted on top as well. So hopefully we are getting close to the Artemis 2 flight, and for future Artemis flights, as you can see there, they are working on continuing to stack Mobile Launcher 2. ML1 is the one that they've been stacking all of this onto for Artemis 2 in the VAB, and this one, the 7th segment, just recently arrived. So you would know that if you watched the most recent episode of the Space Coast Flyover that just came out this past week here on the NSF channel. Subtle plug.
Such a great episode, honestly. And the cool thing is we flew in Starbase and we flew at the Space Coast, so
Same
we
day.
could kind of like reference both in our videos. Like on Monday we had the Starbase flyover, on Wednesday we had the Cape flyover, and both of them talk about each other it's just it made me very happy that we were able to
I'll
have that,
tell you what I'd
that
do,
coverage.
man. I'd do
Yeah.
2
Two planes.
flyers at the same time, man.
And they both flew the exact same day, nonetheless, too. Both on the 11th.
Yep, dang straight. Always wanted to do that.
I figure if I had $1 million, I could pull something like that off. Oh
You know,
god.
chats dig dudes with flyovers.
I love you, EJ. I love you so much. We have some questions coming
Freaking
in
A, man.
about SLS
Ooh,
as
good.
well. Sawyer, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. If I did, do
Nope.
you have more,
That
or
was
should we go straight to questions?
That was the key points. I know there's going to be things that probably want to be debated.
Right. All right. Well, let's go to this question here from Ricky Nixon. Aroo. That's my.
I think it would be Tricky Dick Nixon. That would be the right name.
That's better.
All I can do is Aru, and it's not a good one.
Aroo.
Thank you. So they have to launch within a certain time after installing the SRBs, right? How long is that?
I don't
It's like
think.
what, 18 months, something like that?
Is it the SRB specifically, or is it the FTS systems?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's like saying ATM machine, but the FTS.
Oh, I was gonna call you out on it, man. Dang.
I caught myself. I know.
Yeah, you
I know
good.
my acronyms. I messed up.
No, it's all good. Guys, I ain't worried about shelf life on the SRBs. I think the shelf life there is just out of an abundance of caution, which reads quite well for NASA. NASA also thought the safest way to make sure the shuttle engines work is to rebuild them every time. Something that Bill Gerstenmaier over at SpaceX, who basically ran the shuttle program for a little while, said that was an insane thing to do. Quite frankly, I really, honestly, and truly don't think there's a shelf life on those SRBs. I think that's just NASA being like, okay, maybe we should check them. And the reason why is because they're using the propellants on those solids. They're using hydroxyl terminated polybutadiene and ammonium perchlorate with aluminum flakes. All right, I'm gonna get real here for a second. That's the same exact stuff that we use to put it, like that we put in ICBM first stages, and those sit in silos for a very long time. We did just see a Minotaur launch the other day. What is it? The L-179 mission. Awesome mission out of Vandenberg. We didn't get to
Love
see it
Minotaur.
though. Yeah, but exactly, those Minotaurs, guys, are not new. The Minotaur 4 launch vehicle is made out of leftover MX Peacekeeper missiles that were manufactured in the 80s.
Yeah, we had a whole entire line of ICBMs called the Peacekeeper that not a lot of people knew about, and it was in a lot of ways, I don't know if better is the right word, more capable than a Minuteman III. But we, as part of arms talks, got rid of the Peacekeepers, which could carry more warheads and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But what do you do with all those leftover Peacekeeper boosters? Minotaur, baby. That's why we say it's an ICBM, because it's basically an ICBM, but instead of nukes on it, you put a payload.
Yeah, exactly. If that thing can sit for 30 years in its silo, I ain't worried about the SLS SRBs, man. I ain't worried about it.
And didn't
I mean, there is
Artemis
like a NASA mandated time limit, but they've extended it in the past. Sorry, Sawyer, go.
I was gonna say, didn't Artemis 2 go 2 years from stack to launch for the SRBs?
Artemis 1? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Alex in the back. Yeah, Artemis 1, 2 years.
Sawyer's from the future confirmed.
Wait, what?
Sawyer's from the future.
Did I say Artemis 2 instead of Artemis 1?
You did. That was great.
Yeah,
good
dude,
question.
I don't think. Yeah, that's what I mean. They're like, oh yeah, the shelf life is 12 months. Oh, never mind, it's 18 months. Never mind, it's 2 years. All right, it flew and it's fine.
They can just do an extension.
I really ain't worried.
Yeah, remember the 90-day limit on or 45 or 90-day limit on the FTS, or the batteries on the FTS on the SRBs when it was out for Artemis 1, that they totally extended and then had to roll back because of a hurricane and change it out, and then could have kept extending?
I still haven't recovered financially from Artemis 1.
What?
It's bad.
Jack will never financially recover from this.
I will. Yeah. Thank you.
That's why you just live on the East Coast, where all the rockets are.
Yeah, where the landscape is boring anyways, I'm not. Good try. That was bait.
East Coast Festival.
That was bait.
Oh heck yeah, it was.
Telstar 86 again. They say, sorry, EJ, there's already been a banana knot, so you can't be that. Remember the cargo and Starship.
Ah, crap. You're right.
Carivo.
You're
They
muted.
say Team Wendy's. I'm muted?
No, you're fine. EJ, I think, is muted to us. I don't know if he was muted to chat.
Oh,
No,
don't scare me like that.
I'm
No,
not
you're good.
Dave with a $55.55 super chat. Thank you so much, Dave. They say, I celebrated 5 years sober on Monday. This argument is making me want to drink. Kidding. It's
He's
good that you
talking
have a
about
sense of humor about it, man. Congratulations. That's
Dave.
huge.
That's
my
awesome.
guy. That's awesome. Big W right there.
Yeah. Keep fighting the good fight. We're super happy for you. And thanks for tuning in on your Friday night. Hopefully we're providing you some enjoyment. Especially now that we've moved on to this instead of
Yes,
instead
less
of the previous.
controversial. SLS.
Yeah, right. Rough Rider Show, whoever that is, they say, now I want a grackle sound. No, Gage.
Oh, that's Gaye.
No.
Praise Gaye.
Although today, while I was filming clips for the Starbase summary videos and Starbase update, I was filming the chopsticks. They were doing like a wiggle test, and a grackle flew directly past my camera and like did its loud, weird electronic bird noise because they're fake robot birds. So hopefully we have good audio of that. But no, you can't have it, Gage. Sandrine,
3 grackles.
Gage is actually out here. 3 grackle. Oh God, EJ, you are number one at triggering my ADD. Like you can immediately make me derail. No matter, like you just know you can say whatever random thing. But Gage is out here
Hey.
actually in Starbase. I'm surprised he's not popping out from behind
Get
the green
away
screen or
That's
from
supposed to be a
something.
my
compliment, by the way,
holes.
or
Gage has been doing a lot, so thank you, Gage. Sandrine,
Gage.
thank you for the support, gifting 5 red team memberships. More questions about SLS, keep them coming. Astro Josh 86 is asking, do you think Artemis will last as long as it's projected to?
How long is it projected to last?
Yeah, what do you define as that?
That's a good question. Do you think they'll well, okay. Astro Josh, if you're in chat, you can clarify. I'm looking at chat. But for the sake of show, let's just say 3 missions. Do we think Artemis will get to a moon landing on mission 3
Yes.
and actually get that far?
Yep. I do. Sawyer, do you?
Oh, I absolutely do. I mean,
Yep.
the fact that they're continuing still, for some reason, to stack ML2 means they want to keep going. They want to go further with it. Obviously, they're going to have to prepare it for once they switch to the IUS, the different upper stage. I think at this point, they also have a contract out, not just to SpaceX, but also to Blue Origin for their lunar lander. And I mean, I feel like they're going to at least get to Artemis 5, would be my guess, to complete that contract and not have to deal with paying out for services not rendered and all that. As long as there is the political willpower to at least let it get to that point, I could see it getting to Artemis 5 and then being canceled.
And they're already working on long lead items out to like Artemis 12, dude. I
know. There's
I think
parts already. We did a tour. We did one with Philip a while ago at Bashud, and we saw parts for those further Artemis missions, I believe, right here on the channel.
Yeah. So all right. I got a little bit of a spicy take here. I think SLS will get canceled, but I think it'll get canceled because the program will get canceled and refactored because it needs to. You gotta change your procurement. We do have long lead items out to like Artemis 12, but Artemis 12 is like net like 2035 or something. And that's where I think if anything's going to happen, they're going to change the procurement for SLS, and that requires restructuring contracts. So you technically cancel it on paper, and then you cancel it, and then rewrite how you do the procurement. Because honestly, if SLS is going to survive, it's going to have to launch more, not less. 1 launch a year is clown shoes, to be 100% honest with you.
1 launch every 18 months is like not even shoelaces.
It's clown shoes.
It's like the red honk noise.
Yep. Yeah.
One thing that's worth noting, though, EJ, you say that there's already hardware made for it and everything. It's a good thing there's no precedent of having, other missions on the book, say for Apollo, like 18, 19, and 20, having full rockets and full landers and canceling it.
Stop, Sawyer, you're twisting the knife. Stop. It hurts. It hurts physically. What's the line from Simpsons? Stop, he's already dead.
Yeah.
Say the line, Jack.
he said the thing.
But that's what I mean. So that's why I wouldn't be surprised if some of those further missions do get canceled. But again, I feel like they at least have to complete that part of the contract, or else. Do we know
No.
what happens if they don't actually get to Artemis 5, even though they've already given Blue Origin the contract for Blue Moon?
I don't know. I don't know what would happen. But why do you think it won't go past Artemis 5 though?
I mean, that's what they have the contract for, and just with the way that everything has been sounding, going back to the whole episode a couple weeks ago with the confirmation and everything, and just the public's view of it, the taxpayer money that's gone into it, and the concerns from the public, I think they don't want a repeat of Constellation, but they want something pretty darn close to it, where they can at least say, hey, we got something out of it, okay, done, now let's go everything private.
Yeah, the last time we said, no, this is expensive, but let's push through to get something out of it, we canceled Apollo.
And we also then kept going with Shuttle, when even
but that was generally a bad idea. That's what I'm saying. Like, if anything is going to be a cancellation for refactoring, I hope we learn from history. Just saying.
I'm worried that we didn't, just because of we saw it with Apollo, we saw it with Shuttle, we saw it with Constellation canceling it early. The whole history doomed to repeat itself if we don't learn. I don't think we've learned.
Yeah, I mean, canceling the project to refactor it sounds well and good, and it might be just exactly what's actually needed. I'm not saying it's not, but I worry that that's the exact kind of thing that tacks on a number of years. Just, bam, 2 years down the drain for refactoring. That's the kind of thing, like, it does need to be done, but for the love of God, don't make it so that we have to go through another gap like we did when Shuttle ended and we're waiting for some sort of replacement. Thank God Starship's coming online. Thank God we have Dragon. Thank God New Glenn's coming online. There's all different. It's not going to be the same situation, but what else can carry Orion right now besides
New
SLS?
Glenn.
That would be amazing. How long is it going to take to qualify that? Less than a year, you think?
I mean, if Blue's operating by, I'm pretty sure Blue Origin
Blue,
engineered
bro.
that rock. Huh?
It's NASA and Blue. I love them both, don't get me wrong. I don't see the process of qualifying Orion to fly on New Glenn, should that actually happen, taking less than, 2 years.
I mean, right now New Glenn isn't even crew rated, so you have to do that first and before even considering getting it ready for Orion.
Yep. Don't get me wrong. I think, that would be an amazing combination and it should happen. Do I think it will happen quickly on a time scale that I'm impatiently, happy with? No. Absolutely not.
Yeah, but if you're Jack, if say we did do that, say we said, oh, we need to test, for instance, we need to test Orion's heat shield. Let's test it on New Glenn and have New Glenn shoot it as far as it can into space, test the heat shield, test it uncrewed, right? Get some good data on blocking your heat shield, et cetera, versus a honeycomb lattice heat shield, right? You delay by 2 years. Right. And then you could start building up SLSs. You start building up SLS's industrial base in that time, work on increased procurement, get the human rating. And now, I mean, Blue Origin is not going to make less New Glens, right? They're going to make more. They're going to ramp up. They have to for Project Kuiper. So you're ramping up into a hardware rich commercial program to move your capsule to LEO. That opens up the opportunities to take SLS and use it for straight cargo, which gives it enough payload mass and capacity to put like a lander up there. And then you could use, in this kind of analogy, you could use SLS as your Ares 5, and you could use New Glenn, reusable, by the way, as your Ares 1. And you could significantly refactor your spaceflight architecture, and it wouldn't take very long. I mean, 2 years to fix kind of everything with the SLS program. I don't know about you guys. I'm willing to pay for that. That's not, you know what I mean? Like I'd be willing to wait for that.
2 years to fritter away. 2 years from now is going to be 2027.
Yeah.
Like, if China's on the moon in 2028.
I don't mean this as a demerit towards the Chinese national space program or anything, but I don't think they're getting near the moon anytime soon. And I'm willing to say that and put that out in public. You need a big rocket to do it. Where's the big rocket? Where's the big pad? I don't see any of that. Long March 9, we know it's in the works. And once again, you'd be entirely out of your mind to say that they won't get it. They'll get there. They absolutely will get there. I just don't think that's going to happen until the 2030s.
I know which
You need a
rocket
big
would do it.
Long March 5.
Long March,
March
5.
5.
You're gonna
We
you're
said
gonna
the
use
thing.
now Long March 5. You're gonna use those to do an Earth orbit rendezvous style program. All right, have fun with that. EOR
We'll see.
EOR was not chosen by the Apollo engineers for the Apollo program because it would have taken too much time.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Well, I mean, China or not, 2 years. I'm
China.
impatient, right? China. Oh God.
China.
I'm impatient, right? Like I want to get to the moon as soon as possible. I want to get to Mars as soon as possible. I want to send probes to every single planet and celestial body as soon as possible. I only am going to live so long. We're only going to have so much time on this planet, and I want to know as many things as possible. So, 2 years. If you're telling me it's going to fix everything, like sure, but I'm deeply skeptical and I'm deeply impatient. So that's like, I mean, that's where I'm coming from. If we can get it done faster by just like trudging through the snow uphill both ways and dealing with an expensive SLS for the near term, and then just canceling it outright or something later, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but I have faith that hopefully Jared will be able to figure one out if and when he's confirmed.
Here's my one thing with that. If you can guarantee that it would be 2 years, that's one thing. This is NASA we're talking about. This is a federal agency relying on a federal budget and congressional approval basically for all that they do. There is no way to guarantee that is going to be 2 years, and we don't get a Constellation deal where they start restructuring it and end up canceling and redoing the entire program. And here we are now, 2025, after the first flight of the ugly, terrible, you're welcome, Ares 1X, 15 years later, and we still haven't put people on it.
Suppose that's a fair point. Don't you dare badmouth Ares.
Oh, I will badmouth it with the worst possible breath. I will go eat liver and onions and say the words Ares 1X just to badmouth it.
Did you see the cold open last week, Sawyer?
What, the mock Jared trial?
Yeah.
Yes, that was brilliant.
What'd you think?
It was just the president. No, I'm kidding. I enjoyed it.
It's a great rocket, right? It's a great rocket.
No, it is not.
It's a great rocket.
Ares
It's a
1X
fantastic
is absolutely not.
It's the best. It's a great rocket. It's efficient. It's simple. Best part is no part. It's a solid, baby. That's like no parts at all.
There's a reason it's not flying right now.
Yeah, because we canceled it prematurely.
Because we're stupid.
And that was not a good idea.
I mean, you keep saying you're stupid. Go ahead. I'm not arguing that. I'm talking about a stupid rocket, though.
All right. I'd rather be flying an X-Wing asking what's the latest with Rook than a $2 super chat. Thank you. I'd rather be flying an X-Wing for all the super chats. Like literally, we can't keep doing this stuff without y'all support. Latest with Rook, not confirmed yet. We don't know. Like there's like a back and forth where he could submit answers and then senators could submit questions or something. And,
Congress is on vacation. They're on vacation. They need a 2-week vacation for Easter and Passover.
Of course they do. I would love a 2-week vacation for Easter and Passover, but
Jack,
do I get one? No.
I've never taken.
Jack, you know that.
I've never taken a 2-week vacation ever. It's like ever. Right. Like that's never happened, dude.
Right.
Must be nice. I mean, there's certain lovely NSF vacations you could be taking. Come on, the NSF vacations package.
Don't get me wrong. I get to go and see a lot of cool places. Anyways.
But
NSF Adventure Vacation Package.
Hey man, I can be the Starbase tour guide and the West Coast tour guide.
Yes, the Voice of God vacation package at NSF. I love it.
Yeah, it's a great voice.
In case you're wondering what's going on with that as well, and I mean, all this comes down to budget, and there's going to be a lot of questions once we expect them to confirm Rook. Once they confirm Jared Isaacman, as soon as that confirmation happens, we do have a video coming out that will go super in depth into all of this, into where NASA is at, what the budget is, where we're coming up with it, and Jared's background and the potential role that he will play. So stay tuned. If you're not already, absolutely subscribe now. Notification bell, blah, 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 all that.
Yeah, that's a very special Ryan Caton production, written and produced by Ryan Caton, edited by Ryan Caton, starring Ryan Caton.
Yes.
Set design, set dressing, wardrobe, makeup, all Ryan Caton.
Graphics department,
also,
Ryan Caton.
Yeah, special effects, Ryan Caton.
Long March 5, Ryan Caton.
Catering, Ryan Caton. Long March 5, Ryan Caton. EJ, Ryan Caton.
Yes.
Me, Ryan Caton. Sawyer, Ryan Caton. Kevin, what are you doing to my brain?
Well, I have a feeling that by the end of this, all of our name cards are just going to say Ryan Caton.
Ryan Caton.
Yep.
Oh, God. Also, Ryan Caton in our back channel says the question period for Jared's confirmation, like senators can ask him a question, he submits answers. That ended on the 15th. So now we're just waiting. We'll see what happens. Good question, though, from I'd Rather Be Flying an X-Wing. Thank you for the support, buddy. I'd rather be flying Ryan Caton. Dash Riptide. Thank you for the support. I think I broke Sawyer. They say, why not just build a second stage booster for Starship and slap Orion capsules and forget spending money on the current hardware? Buddy, sure, that sounds great, right? Why not, like, if rockets were powered on why not justs, we'd have a colony on Pluto already.
If that was the case, then Moldy Space would be modeling every single rocket in existence like he does in Kerbal.
Yes, exactly. Voice of Orion Caton production. Thank you, Kevin. Yes, Kevin is messing around. The reason why not is because rockets take time and money, and engineering is not trivial to do. So there's never any slap anything on anything. I wish there was. Like, the closest you get to that maybe is like ULA's dial rocket, where you can slap more SRBs on there, but that's not, like, they still studied that rigorously, tested it rigorously, et cetera, and that stuff takes time and money. So it's always like, scorched earth, start from new, or band-aid an existing thing, or keep trudging along with the failed thing. Like, there's no good answers.
I'm just going to point this out, and I know this is going to be weird. This is why I think if any SLS cancellation is going to happen, it's going to be a refactor. But I'll just say this in light of that. Anytime we have canceled something that has hardware that flies and or works in some capacity, it has been a stupid decision. All right? That has not worked one time. Let's cancel Apollo. The shuttle will be cheaper. That's great. Okay, cool. Let's do Constellation because the shuttle doesn't work. Okay, that's good. Cool. Let's not do Constellation. We can't do Constellation. It's too expensive. It's, and they're underperforming. Never mind that we underfunded them for 2 years straight. They're underperforming. It's never going to work right. Let's get rid of it. Like, every time that has happened, every time, without fail, it has ended poorly. Canceling is a really bad idea. It was a bad idea then. It's a bad idea now. It's still a bad idea. It's going to be a bad idea in 5 years. It'll be a bad idea in 10. Just saying.
So you think it's a bad idea?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
I mean, it's one of those things where I wish, as much as I hate Ares 1 X and Ares 1, I wish that would have been flying, because we would be on the moon by now. I think we can all safely say that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, Starship is going to play a major role moving forward, and I think that's going to become the argument, the fact that people will go, hey, we should just cancel SLS and do everything private, do everything with Starship like they did with Commercial Crew. But
that was the argument made for canceling Constellation. How did that turn out? Oh, yeah, that turned out with us not putting people in space from the U.S. for 10 years. Good call. Yeah, let's do that.
You really like that sound effect today. But yeah, I mean, that's my worry, is that's what would happen there is, yes. And a reminder, the original goal from day one, when this was all happening, NASA has said this, Congress kind of figured this out. Let's give low Earth orbit to commercial industry, and NASA will focus on the moon and Mars. Yes, you have Elon wants to move on to Mars. Yes, you have Starship planning to be able to put people on Mars. Yes, Starship is contracted to land people on the moon. But in terms of the actual lunar exploration and going outward with a program like SLS, that is solely NASA, whereas everything else, launching, a couple hundred, let's say, Starlink satellites on a Starship, totally a commercial endeavor. Speaking of endeavor, that easy to know that that's the best shuttle, my favorite space shuttle, the best space
It's
shuttle.
Atlantis. No, it's Atlantis.
Challenger.
Also the Crew Dragon, Endeavor. I don't know.
Yep.
It's just all human. It's all human spaceflight.
Where are you going with this, Sawyer? I couldn't possibly imagine.
What? That Endeavor was fantastic for human spaceflight, and we even have a shirt related to it at shop.nasaspaceflight.com about our whole human spaceflight merch.
I do love this new design. It is mighty fine.
Nice background, Jack.
What happened to my background?
Area, but who needs that background when we enter a new era in human spaceflight with the awesome new merch line that's available as we honor the 64 years since the first flight of Yuri Gagarin and 44 years since the first flight of Space Shuttle. While it may not have been the best shuttle, Columbia was the first shuttle, and we love her just as much. All of that at shop.nasaspaceflight.com. Right, Jack?
Did Ryan design those shirts?
No, I think Jacques did.
Oh. You know, as long as Ryan is doing everything, you know what he should do? He should start an airliner and call it Ryan Caton Air.
And he could charge for the bathroom, and the seat back could have the safety stuff just printed directly on the seat back.
And make sure make sure that when you land, your spine ends up in your skull.
Yeah. Maybe, Ryan Caton Air, that doesn't sound right. Maybe just Ryan Air.
Yeah, Ryan Air.
Ooh, that's better.
It's like nice and snappy.
That's a good idea. You should do that.
Maybe you could charge like 20, I don't know, euros for a flight, whatever a euro is, and
I'm thinking
just really cram people in there like a sardine can and charge like $1 or €1 or whatever for a drink or something.
It's a good idea.
Really ring passengers out.
I'm thinking blue, white, and yellow exterior.
Yeah. So it looks like a big banana. Yeah, I'm in.
We do have a question about Ryan Caton from Booster 1058 asking, is Ryan Caton going to cancel SLS?
I hope not.
I hope not, too.
I hope not. That would be not very cash money of him.
More questions. Severin is asking, when they eventually launch crewed starships, what will the launch escape system look like? Do they just hot stage right there and take the whole ship with them? Something like that. There's not going to be that's going to be the closest thing to a launch escape system that Starship has, as far as we know so far.
Right, it's a good thing, we've learned that it's totally safe and totally fine to have a vehicle that doesn't have a launch escape system or a way to at least have crew escape safely in the first 2 minutes and 5 seconds of flight.
It's not okay. It's really bad. Shouldn't do it.
Hey guys, I got a question. What happens if a plane has a twin engine failure on ascent?
On ascent? Like you're already off the runway, you're climbing into cruise altitude?
Yeah, you're past V2.
You try and turn around and go back to the airport?
Now watch this glide.
Yeah. Now watch this glide.
You dead stick it in?
Could Starship do something like that? Does Starship have a similar abort contingency? Because that's they want to treat it like an airplane. Sorry, just relevant thought.
But wait a minute. If it has to slow itself down to be caught by the chopsticks and do a burn and you lose your engines, how are you going to catch?
Right.
I mean, you have 6 of them.
Aw, flame out.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's a good question, AJ. I mean, I think the answer...
Find the Hudson River. Where's the Starship? Are we launching starships from LaGuardia now, or... Probably would be about the same noise. Just saying,
no, I understand your question. The answer is you would use some of your engines that are hopefully remaining to land.
The point that I'm trying to make is that a plane, planes don't have parachutes. Planes don't have a launch escape system. Okay. Does the 747 have one, Jack?
No. Small, little, tiny general aviation planes. Some of them can be fitted with a parachute. I'm being a smart butt. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's compare that. That works really well in this analogy when we're comparing it to a rocket that's designed to go to Mars.
I like being annoyingly specific. I'm sorry. I will try and be quiet. You please continue. You were making a good point.
Yes, the caps were
okay.
Anyway.
Dr. Parachute, man.
The most kerbal solution.
Anyway, so like a 737 or an A320 or A319, they don't have an escape system. There's no abort system. So I think that looking at Starship and being like, where's the launch escape system? Where's the launch escape system? What are we gonna do? I don't think that's the right way to look at it. You know, saying it doesn't have like Super Dracos on the side, like Dragon or something, like there's no dedicated launch escape system. I think that that's not asking the right questions with Starship. Starship is supposed to operate more like an airplane. So if you're thinking about like, okay, what does an airplane use if there is a problem, God forbid, like after you leave the runway, you're at like max takeoff weight, you leave the runway. What's the contingency there? I think thinking about what Starship's abort contingencies are would be very much pertaining to the flight hardware that it has, like it would on an airplane. Jack, you said, what do you do? What do you do? You glide back to the runway. Now, does Starship glide back to the runway?
No,
right?
absolutely not.
But
Especially
the point
if there's
is
a booster that just landed on it.
exactly.
Also-
but the point is that you're using the wings that were already existing on the plane. There's not a specialized added system that
I
is
get
designed
that.
for an abort contingency.
But
So
like even the flaps on Starship, like it's not going to give you a whole bunch of glide, capability. Like it'll give you some.
And even
It's
so,
not gonna. It's not like you're at 30,000 feet with a Starship and your engines go out and you're like, all right, I've got like 5 minutes to find a good place to put it down. It's like you're at 30,000 feet with Starship and your engines go out and you're like, okay, well, here is the ellipsis in which we're going to hit. Let's see if we can slow down enough before we go splat.
right.
Like,
Yeah, there's no runway to land on. It's not like you can glide there. It's not like we can find any piece of flat land and use that. Also, the fact that you have landing gear on an airplane. You don't have that with Starship. Even if you lose all of your hydraulics and things on an airplane, you can use gravity to do a gear drop. That's not an issue. On Starship, there is no gear, so it's not like you can try and at least land on the landing gear and glide in and coast in or hope that, you can belly land. Can't really do that.
yeah, like I understand airliner-like operations and thinking about Starship more like an airliner instead of a rocket, and factoring that into how you expect or what expectations you have for launch escape. I get that. That said, even when we get to a point with something like Falcon 9 and Dragon, it's not like a plane. It's a rocket. And yes, it's a good analogy, at least to say airliner-like operations, to get people to understand rockets should fly more and all of that. But it's still a rocket.
No one here is really you guys. I feel I did not convey my train of thought correctly. What I'm saying is that if you want to try and figure out what Starship's escape systems are, look at the existing hardware on Starship and figure out a way to solve those problems. The reason why is because that's what they did with airplanes. That's what they did with airplanes.
What can you do?
Well, think about it. That's the point. This is a thought exercise. I'm not trying to make one particular point or another.
But I don't like thinking. I just want to yell about stuff.
Yeah,
it's the internet.
Clearly.
Please continue.
No,
like,
that's
what
I'm saying.
would that look like?
You tell me. Could Starship not do an RTLS? I think it could.
But okay. No, that's a good question. Could Starship do an RTLS? Is there a second pad?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think Starship could absolutely do an RTLS.
I mean,
Also,
we yeah.
But you're
Okay,
assuming
ahead,
that
sorry.
you can guarantee to do the flip and burn. That is a big if.
That's a good point. But, like, okay, so we're saying, EJ, this is an interesting thread, so I do want to pull it. Like, let's imagine what that would actually look like. So Starship has launched. We have passed stage separation.
Yeah.
At some point during ascent, there is a non-catastrophic issue, but we shouldn't go to space. So Starship needs to not go to space. But it's not a catastrophic issue, so it can do things like maneuver still, maintain stability, fire its engines, null out horizontal velocity, that sort of thing. Yeah, absolutely. They go back to the launch site and land on the other tower. Presumably the booster's on one tower, the ship would land on the other tower because the booster's still on the first tower because the thing just launched. If there's only one tower, no.
Yeah.
I mean, they can get back to the launch site, but you better hope they have a nice place for it to try an SN10 without exploding.
What about a water landing? It's very clear that it floats. we saw that with Ship 31. It's very clear that that thing floats in the water. It absolutely does. At least as long as an airplane would.
Make it back to Earth.
Holy cow, dude. Now I'm
Wow.
imagining, that is a really good question. Now I'm imagining a starship floating in the water with the big yellow, like, inflatable slide things, and, like, that's really interesting.
That's the point that I'm trying to make, dude. The ships, a launch, and that's why this is a good question. That's why I wanted to go with this. The Starship is not a Saturn V. It's not SLS. It's not even a space shuttle. Space shuttle tried to do what Starship is doing, but
Space Shuttle wished it could do what Starship is doing.
Yeah, well, they didn't let it. I firmly believe that it could have, right?
I agree, buddy. I agree. Preaching to the choir. Look who you're talking to. You're good.
Yep.
Safe space. Critical support.
Thank you. I feel better. But the point is that with Starship, you're not going to see like a retrofitted launch abort system. You're not going to see like a huge escape tower like at the top. Its abort systems they want flight-like operations, so its abort systems are going to be like flight-like operations. You know.
Do we think? Sorry.
No, go.
Do we think that when we get to the point where they're actually sending like crewed vehicles to the moon and Mars, to send a large number of people, it's not just like a Starship test flight. Do you think when we get to that point, it'll be like a ship, like an actual cruise ship, and each person would have like their own little tube hotel, kind of like little cabin kind of thing? Is that plausible, or is that like a completely inefficient use of space? Because they have a lot of space.
I think it's totally plausible. I don't think it's going to be 100 people like what SpaceX said, at least initially.
50 maybe.
Yeah, sure. 50, dude. It's 1,000 cubic. It's 1,000 cubic meters.
Wouldn't it be sick if the like ConOps for Starship is everybody has their like quarters, and for launch and landing, you're in your quarters in your little gravity chair or whatever that rotates. And if something goes really, really wrong, it's just like a giant corn cob, just like spitting off all the different kernels. Like each crew quarter can just like shoot off a little escape pod. I don't know. Who knows?
It's a lot of extra mass, dude.
It's a lot of mass.
Eric Fraser, by the way, asking, tube hotel or down sleeper?
No.
Down sleeper.
It's not. We don't need it. Hey, look, a dog. Come here, baby. Come here. Yeah, look, it's a dog. Hey, we don't have to argue about who's a good girl.
You changed the subject real quick, huh, chat? You changed the subject real quick.
Wow.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Look, it's a cute dog. Good girl. She knows exactly when to break in. Water landing. I had never somehow considered that, EJ. That's fascinating.
Right?
I hate that sound.
I hate that sound.
Like SpaceX is pushing for a method, like they're pushing for flight-like reliability. So, I said like, okay, what if they do an RTO? And somebody says, oh, well, what if their engines malfunction? Yeah, well, yeah, okay. There are many scenarios with airliners where, you are totally screwed scenario, and we, unfortunately, something bad happens, right? Like,
oh man, when are we're gonna have to like E-tops rate Raptor engines at some point.
Bingo. Yeah.
Raptors burn or passengers swim. Arbops?
Oh,
Arbops. I'm in. Like, that's the kind of thing that's what you should be looking for when you're looking for abort systems for Starship. It's not like an escape tower or slide wire basket. I mean, they might still have those, but I don't think that crew is going to egress into Starship on the pad, but that's just my personal opinion. But who knows? Really
fascinating question. I did not expect. I did not expect to get that much mileage out of thinking about that. But
that was a good question, man.
Thank you, EJ, for reframing your thinking so we could pull that thread.
Yeah. No, sorry. I was. Everybody was like, no, that's dumb. And I'm like, wait, I'm not saying this right. Hold on a second, dudes.
Yeah, now
this is what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
By the way, can we replace that cat sound with Adrian's meow?
No.
From the latest flyover.
Vetoed. I just vetoed it.
I haven't heard that, and I don't want to hear that.
You don't.
Yes, you do. Chat, if you've heard it, come on, you got to agree with me. It is so
Watch
great.
the latest Cape flyover if you want to know what we're talking about.
I spent way too much time making that sound like it did.
Can I? So James in chat, James Meyerkopf, like, I'm not trying to call you out, dude. So how many people died on airliners before the engine were as reliable as today? Raptors aren't nearly as reliable, not even close. Yeah, well, of course they're not going to be. We had to make a push to get the turbofan design basically perfect. This is what I'm getting at. Like, SpaceX is going to push to get Raptors to that level, that technological maturity level. That's why you see them refactoring Raptor's design between Raptor 1, Raptor 2, and Raptor 3. They're trying to make a stage combustion cycle as simple as possible, which is ridiculous in my mind. That, like, not because it's an impossible feat, but that that is actually a thing in this day and age that I can say that they're working on. But they will mature their propulsion technology enough. They will do it. They have McGregor. You guys, I mean, I don't know if you guys watch McGregor live. I have it up all the time. Like, they are testing constantly. Ain't nobody worried about a Merlin engine having a problem right now. I hope I just didn't jinx anything, but you get the idea. Ain't nobody worried about that. Those fly. What's up?
Dawson, our back channel, is saying kind of what I was trying to get at earlier. Is like, given the energy involved in rocket engines are far more likely to fail in a way that catastrophically affects the vehicle. That's just physics. So, like, there's a tension here to me between, can SpaceX make it reliable enough that they can operate it in an airliner-like way, and rockets are inherently a harder problem.
It's inherently a harder problem because we don't do it enough. Jetliners were a harder problem at one point. So was sailing across the sea way before that.
Yeah,
you have to mature the technology enough. If you mature the technology enough and produce enough of it, yeah, you're going to get to a point of technological reliability where launch escape systems are not seen as something that is needed.
I definitely man, you got my brain thinking all kinds of different ways now. Like, are Merlin's propeller engines and Raptors are like high bypass turbofans? And we're just in early days, and we need to figure out how to make the turbine blades stop cracking.
I would call Merlin's turbojets in your analogy, and then Raptor engines are bypass turbofans.
Interesting. Some of chat is like, what are they talking about? Some of chat is like, yes.
But like, you're saying, oh, given the energy involved, it is physics and all that other stuff. All right, what's the solution there? Fly less? What's the solution?
More, absolutely.
What's the solution? Fly less? Oh, well, we don't know if the engines are as reliable. Let's fly less. Like, what does that even mean? Like, all right, you want to take the NASA approach? Sure, yeah. Let's go. We already talked about how that's working out for them. Yeah, how about we don't do that?
Let's do some more thanking people for support, though. Laser
you
Tech,
said doo-doo.
I did. Dude, why? Why do you do this to me?
Sorry, man.
And it's on the internet.
It's out of love, I swear.
Is it? Laser Tech, thanks for gifting 5 Red Team memberships, and Booster 1058, thanks for gifting 1 as well. And thank you to anyone who picked up some merch from the store. We appreciate it. It's really one of the best ways to support us. So thanks, Sawyer, for doing the human spaceflight plug a little while ago. Terran Space, just out of left field, asking, favorite ISS module? The one with the cupola. Duh.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with that.
What was that? Tranquility?
Yeah, Node 3.
Yes, Tranquility, yeah.
So we all agree? Wow, okay.
All right, fine. Just because you guys agree, I'll say the Z1 Trust segment.
And I'll give a little love to Kibo, because it's got its own robot arm. It's got the other part on top of the gem. Kibo's got like 3 different parts to it, so I'll give it some love too.
Gwenever with a comment about our SLS talk saying the ICBMs don't have seals between segments like SLS. That's the part that is time restricted. Is it the field joints?
I mean, you say that's the part that's time restricted. I think it's just it needs to be checked up on to make sure that it's fine. We saw SRB stacked for Artemis 1 for over 2 years. It's clearly not an issue.
Agree. All right, well, next topic. I think are we all SLS'd out?
Yes, I do need to answer Eric Fraser's question. What shuttle brought up the cupola? Yeah, you want to answer that one, Jack? And Tranquility with it? Which shuttle was that, huh?
Okay, trivia time. Yeah, I was going to say what mission.
You're right, it was Endeavour, the best shuttle.
Oh, jeez. I think it was on the best shuttle ever, guys. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Wow, Jack,
Yeah,
that's a
that
really...
was totally me saying that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
totally believe.
oh yeah, it's totally me. Sorry, my image is freezing right now.
Oh no, Sawyer.
Yes.
East Coast is quiet. What's going on?
Shh. Don't wake it up. The East Coast is sleeping.
It's
At least
EP.
the range is apparently, yes. In case you've noticed, yeah, take a look right there. There's nothing out at 39A. There's nothing out at 40. There is a rocket at 41. That's Atlas 5. That's still just sitting there waiting. So
Now
yeah.
Atlas 5.
In case you haven't noticed, the last launch that we had from the Cape was April 14th, which 4 days. Okay, that doesn't seem like a lot. I get that nowadays. But it kind of is. April 12th was the last one they had from LC-39A. And there's not another one coming up for a little bit. I believe the 21st is the next scheduled launch with the launch of CRS-32 and then another Falcon 9 launch from 40 later that night. So that's a week we're talking about with no launches from there. Atlas, the other question that I know a lot of people have been asking was the fact that, okay, Atlas was set to go, what was it, the 8th? And then they decided to stand down because the weather was no good. So they figured, all right, we'll do a day turnaround. And then they decided 2. And then we're like, oh, well, there's the whole deal with SpaceX originally had the range for their Starlink flight. So that's totally fine. So that went off then April 12th. Okay, well, then they had another one from 40, April 14th. But why is it that we still don't have a launch coming up yet for Atlas 5? We still don't have I don't think there's an official set date yet, is there? I think there was a temporary date on next spaceflight, but why is it so quiet? What are your thoughts on this?
Just a lull. I mean, I don't know.
Just a flesh wound.
But
I mean,
but it's like this is unusual. The fact that they had a rocket ready to go. We literally listened in to the loops live, and they never said that there were any concerns with the rocket. When asked about it on X, you had Tori Bruno saying, basically, why have we launched yet? He said, ask the range, which is the Eastern Range. The Eastern Range, in case you're unaware, that covers pretty much anything that flies towards or near space along the East Coast. So you're talking to all the way southeast of the Cape, east of the Cape, northeast of the Cape, Wallops, all of that in there is the Eastern Range. There's been nothing from any of it, which is very unusual. And again, the fact that even Tori's like, hey, ask them, and they haven't said anything yet is interesting. I'm wondering, is it military operations that we aren't allowed to talk about? Is it that you're doing range maintenance?
That would be my guess, Sawyer. I think range maintenance.
But then how come they wouldn't let Atlas fly and then take the break now? That's what I'm wondering. I know they had to stand down for weather. That's totally fine. But then
because it was maintenance, because they were maintaining.
Why not just let that fly and then you still have the 5 or 6 days here for this? You don't even know why Starlink delayed those first couple of times. Weather was 95% go and it delayed with no real reason. SpaceX never said anything. Was it a rocket issue? Was it the range?
Dude, I'm drawing a blank. We'll probably never know. We'll probably never know the reason. Let's be real. But I'm gonna say range maintenance. Yeah, they were maintaining.
By the way, remember how I literally just said that we don't have an official date yet for Kuiper? Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Breaking news.
Tweeted less than 1 minute ago. I think Tori's watching, which if you are, hey, Tori, we love ULA. Your stuff is awesome. Please,
you're the man.
Let's come back out and
You're
film
the
more
best.
stuff.
Steely-eyed missile man, one of the true legends in the space industry.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hey, I'd love to see Vulcan if you don't mind. Hit me up, Sawyer Rosenstein at NASASpaceflight.com.
Oh, is that who you are?
No, I
thought it was Ryan Caton.
Yeah,
yeah. I thought we were all Ryan Caton.
But yes, Kuiper 1, the launch of ULA's Atlas V 551 rocket carrying the first production satellites of Amazon's Project Kuiper, is now planned for April 28th, 2025. So a week from Monday, 20 days after its original launch was scrubbed due to weather.
Yay! It's
What
gonna
are you-
launch.
Again, I know, EJ, you're stumped. We're all kind of stumped on this. But what are your thoughts, Jack, as someone who's used to a coast that doesn't launch as much? But genuinely, what are your thoughts on this East Coast lull?
Bruh.
I had to get the dig in there first before the legit question. Come on, we all know East Coast, Best Coast. Chad, back me up.
He's right.
It's not. You're not right. That's not true.
Anyway,
Traitor.
I don't want to be around anymore.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Anyway, no, but
It
Why are
just
we-
seems
I mean,
just
yeah,
seems
we're talking
coincidental
a
to me.
week.
It just seems coincidental to me. You know, sometimes stuff lines up. Sometimes there's a million launches in a week. Sometimes there's no launches in a week. It's just the way things fall. I don't know. Not. I don't know. Did you, I don't know if you wanted me to like put on my tinfoil hat and start
of course I
coming
do.
up with all right, so there's this new space plane called the Y39Z, and it's yeah, no, I got nothing.
It's just normally because again, when there were fewer launches, of course we saw them have downtime. It was usually during the summer, I think it was. They would have a couple weeks where they would just stand down and work on all of the range assets. It was a pretty much yearly guaranteed thing that there was going to be a part where you have 2 weeks with no launches. Normally, at least they will say something about that though, or there will be an update or a reason explained somewhere that this is why we have this gap of why there are no launches right now. You'd think at least they'd mention it, or the fact that they're delaying. And here's the other crazy thing to think about with this particular mission. They have a deadline to hit with Kuiper. They have to reach X number of satellites in space by the end, or by June of 2026, to be able to then hit the goal to keep launching the rest of the constellation. They're on a deadline here. I get you delay because of weather. That happens. You have zero control over Mother Nature. But now to lose 20 days because of whatever's going on with the range? That seems crazy to me.
It is a little wild.
What are they supposed to do? Be like, hey, range, stop maintaining.
What just
Breaking
happened,
news.
Kevin?
Breaking news.
Oh, Kevin's working on the breaking news thing. That's
Call
great.
the Bondulins. I'm having strong.
Stronculence.
It's called Bond
Breaking
name
news
is the
thing should be
James.
done by Ryan Caden.
It should. It should be done by Ryan Caton Productions.
Yeah, it was the
LLC.
voice of Ryan Caden.
Yeah. I don't know, chat. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm interested on chat's theories of what this could be. Is it they're doing range maintenance? Could it be something super secretive? And what does this actually mean though for Kuiper? And you know, like, are they still going to be able to meet that goal of having
Gregory
X number of
Paul
satellites?
says, I thought. Oh wait, no. Gregory Paul says maybe there have been launches not just by who we would expect or where we would expect.
No, the plot thickens, Ed boy.
Nobody would expect the West Coast Quisition.
Oh, was that any reference there, EJ?
My dad has a shovel.
It was okay.
Buttered toast. I mean, buttered toast. I mean, okay, right.
Buttered
toast. So
now I want a jawbreaker.
Nice.
Same.
Nice. So Sawyer, you said the Eastern Testing Range goes basically from like the Bahamas all the way up to like Mid-Atlantic regional. It goes all the way up to Wallops, right? But what a lot of people don't know is that the Eastern Testing Range is also out in the ocean. It's out in the ocean, so they could be doing something out there, like the range. There could be range restrictions out there. We don't know. I still think it's maintenance, dude. I think they're just. Dude, when's the last time we had maintenance downtime? When's the last time the range had a downtime? I think they picked a lull, and Kuiper got the shaft a little bit, but I think they picked a time where the range needed to be maintained.
Shaft. Anyway.
The range has stopped all of us.
Shut your mouth. Just talking about Shaft.
Dang, man. Pulling a Shaft reference out. Good for you.
Yeah. Don't make me bring up the guitars.
The Rocket Girl is asking, gonna be at the Cape for both launches on Monday. Nice.
All right.
Considering both launches are at night, would it be easier to photograph them or film it while manually tracking?
Is it your first time launching? Seeing a launch here?
It's your first time.
Is it your first time?
Long time listener.
Yeah.
Long time listener.
First time caller.
launcher.
First time launcher? No, seriously. If it's your first time seeing a rocket launch, put the camera away. Just watch it.
I agree.
Put the
But
camera
there's
away.
two. But there's
Yeah,
two. So what?
take
So what
pictures,
should she do on the second one?
On the second one, just take some pictures. Enjoy it.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, if you're talking at night, basically once it
A
clears,
third time? Yeah. Okay.
once it clears the tower, essentially, you're mostly just going to get shots of the engines out the back. You're really not going to be able to see the rocket at all at that point. So, I mean, I wouldn't focus on shooting the rocket itself. Get some shots of it lifting off, maybe, one or two in the air, and then just enjoy it. Enjoy the surroundings, because what you don't really get at night is you see night turn into day, and that's something you can't capture super well in a photo if you want to get the rocket in it and not overexposed.
Or, hear me out. She could, if she has a good tripod, she could shoot a streak shot for both launches and not only have a photo that's not just a super blown out thing of engines only, she could have a streak shot. And if she sets it up right and just pushes the shutter button and then watches the launch while the camera has an open shutter for 2.5 minutes, best of both worlds, baby. So I suggest you shoot a streak shot. At least, try to shoot one. If you shoot one on the first night or the first launch and you botch it, then you have a chance to, try it again on the second one. And in both cases, you can actually enjoy the launch and experience the launch. Hey, look, it's Max. Did he shave his beard? He shaved.
Almost like this was from a year ago now. But yes, this is how to view a rocket launch with some of the best spots. Because a reminder, both of the launches coming up on Monday are RTLS.
Oh.
SpaceX 32, CRS 32, which is a RTLS, and Bandwagon 3. Bandwagons are also usually RTLS, so we have two of them on the same day for about 15 hours apart.
That's awesome. Eric is asking, I want to try a streak shot. For nighttime streak shots, do you still need a neutral density filter, or is it already dark enough? Depends mostly on how far away from the pad you are. I don't ever use filters for launch photography. That includes almost all streak shots. I'm just stopping down to f between 14 and 22, depending on the rocket, how bright it is, and how close I am to it. Although for daytime streaks, I'll use an ND. But yeah, just use a high f-stop somewhere between 14 and 22, depending on how close you are to the rocket and what kind of rocket it is.
Yeah, I've accidentally used an ND filter for streak shots too many times, and you don't get all the foreground detail. It'll still work, but my suggestion, don't. Just figure out the f-stop. Maybe go a little heavier on the f-stop. But
in general, I don't even use filters for launch photography at all, because you can get flaring and unwanted things happening from reflections of the glass that you have now put in front of your lens and the bright engines. You could get a flare. You know when you take an iPhone photo at night and you get those dots, or a cell phone photo, sorry, you get those dots the flare in the image from the stupid plastic camera lenses that are the size of your fingernail. Nobody likes those flares. They don't look that great. So yeah, I would avoid
the size
using
of the hole of a bagel in LA. Yeah.
Sawyer, why are you the way you are?
Because you are the way you are.
Whoa. Serve that one right back to you.
Bing, bing. Uno reverse card. Good one.
J.J. Abrams disagrees with you, Jack.
Huh?
J.J. Abrams disagrees with you.
Okay, yeah, J.J. Abrams loves flares. I like a nice flare, too, especially one from anamorphic glass to give you that nice cinematic blue streak. Nobody in chat knows what we're talking about. But
the only time I ever use an ND filter is for a daytime streak shot.
Yeah, same. There's good flares and there's bad flares, EJ. You don't want a bad flare. You want a good flare.
Mm-hmm.
Flare transition, Kevin, to the next topic.
Pew, pew, pew. He was ready for that one.
Hey.
Yeah, he was on his game that time.
All right, well, that was a fun topic. Do we have any other thoughts on the lull at the Space Coast? I'm looking at the panel. I'm looking at chat to see if we have any questions.
The truth is that they could be doing maintenance or they couldn't be. Probably never know. I'm just going to chalk this one up to maintenance and we'll call it a day. It's probably wrong, though.
We'll see.
We'll find out in 60 years when it's declassified.
Exactly.
the Rocket Girl responded. They said, that would be really cool. I'll try to see what I can do. I'll share the results. The landings will be something quite out of this world. Indeed.
Sweet. No, but it
Well,
won't,
back
though.
on this world, but share it with us
beat
on our
you.
socials, Facebook.
First one, then the other. Yeah, tag us in socials.
Instagram,
wherever you're on, whatever social app you're on, we're on them all. And
Blue Sky
whether
Threads.
you're the Rocket Girl taking a photo of these upcoming launches or whatever, whoever you are, if you get some cool shots of a launch, tag us on the socials. We want to see it.
Yep, tag the NSF social, and tag us. I like seeing when people come to a launch here at the Cape, where they watch from, what they're able to see. I like seeing it too, so tag me at least 2 individually.
Don't tag me. Never tag me.
Tag
I'm
your
I'm kidding. You can tag me.
I was gonna say, I'm like, wow, that's mean.
We're supposed to disagree on the flame trench, right? We're supposed to disagree.
No,
Don't
we're
ever
not.
tag me.
Dang.
We played the Uno reverse card again. I'd rather be flying an X-Wing. Thank you again for this additional support. They say, also, Jack, you missed the joke last time. I asked if your favorite burger was from Jack on the Box.
Oh yeah, for those who remember from the last Starship flight, Jack used a box.
It's an industry standard practice, all right? You know, like on set, you have a cart with apple boxes on them. That's what you call them on film set. It's a
Yeah.
nice wooden box. If you have a height discrepancy between two like on-screen talent people, like then you bring out an apple box. You say, hey, you say to the grip team, you're like, hey, bring me a half apple, and the guy will go and get you a half apple, and he'll put it on the ground, and then one of the actors will stand on it, and so you have less of a height discrepancy. It's a common thing to do.
You guys
Mean
smell
to
that?
get dirty.
You guys smell that? It smells like copium.
I just smell burning toast because I'm having a strong
All right.
bondulance. You know.
We call the bondulance.
that stupid meme lives rent free in my head.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess we should talk about Starship. Am I right?
Look at that.
What?
Starship.
We just did.
Ah, my hat!
I mean, like
Ah, my hat! 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 Taking a quick peek at... Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat!
Oh, we're not doing that
Oh,
anymore.
Zihachi. Shout out, who was that did that? Was that Space Mob?
Yeah, Space Pope did that. I think he's gone, Sawyer. I think he left.
He had to go
Sorry, I
get
was-
his hat.
Ah, my hat. You'd
I like
think
the little
by
gifs.
now I would have learned that if I'm recording A-roll for Starbase Update, I should be very aware that Ryan will use, and it's like there should be a Miranda rights for Starbase Update recordings. Like anything you do in this recording can and will be used against you in the court of friends.
On the flame trench, yeah. I love how there was the gifts in the box, and one of them was just the zoom in on your shirt where it said Glenny.
I mean, Glenny is the appropriate name for that vehicle. Yes. Cool. Let's talk about Starship.
Oh, your hat.
Whee! Oh, my hat. God, it's like actually stuck in my head too for the last couple days.
Oh,
Because
jeez, my hat.
Space Pope is a good guy and messaged me a couple days ago and was like, "Hey, I made this. If you hate it, I'll delete it." And I was like, "No, it's fine." But it has been stuck in my head the entire space. Thank you, Space Pope. Cool. Starship. Still no vehicles at the pad. Still no Ship 35 static fire.
What?
My hat.
No.
I mean,
Oh, good. But what?
We got some flame diverters. Those are pretty cool.
The flame diverters are sick.
They're
And
flame buckets. We got to call them that from now on.
buckets or diverters? Does it matter?
We could call them flame buckets because you can't call them diverters. I wanted to see if anybody was going to correct me. No, it's a flame bucket. Flame bucket is regeneratively cooled diverter, or if it doesn't have regenerative cooling, it's just a bucket. It's just a diverter, not a bucket, right? You called it a flame bucket in the Starbase update, Jack. So that's what it is.
I
down
did
bucket?
ask. I did ask in our Starbase update, like planning Discord channel or whatever. I was like, "Do we have a preferred bucket or diverter. I don't know what's technically correct. I know we like to be technically correct here because it's the best kind of correct. So.
Is this the new transfer tube downcomer?
Gee, please no. It's not a downcomer. The fuel also goes up it. If it's a downcomer, then it's also an upgoer. Come on.
Yeah, but the fuel went up the shuttle's downcomer, and they still called it a downcomer.
True. True. I knew I liked you, EJ.
I got you, man.
What were we even talking about?
That there's no rockets at the pad, but there is a bucket slash.
No,
That's
they
right.
moved out both of the flame buckets for pad B. Huge milestone here. I mean, it's still going to take some time to hook it up, right? But yeah, we haven't really seen much in the way of the ships that are going to fly for Flight 9 move around. Kind of I don't know what they're waiting for or what's going on there, but I mean, I don't know. Booster 14 looks like it's kind of ready to go. What do you guys think?
I mean, 35 from static fire, whenever that happens, to flight, we could expect based on previous flows, like around 2 weeks or so. I think Booster's fine. Booster will be plenty ready by then. It's just a matter of when are they going to static fire ship. Also, did you really watch all of SBU just to hear me say Flame Bucket?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Elevator Kate added me on stream and said you watched the entire SBU on Twitch live to hear me say Flame Bucket.
Yeah, just for that purpose, yes.
What? Why?
I just wanted to see if you were calling it the right name.
Because you wanted to yell at me if I didn't?
I mean, no, it was super informative and stimulating.
Research. It was research for the Flame Trench. Or should we call the show the Flame Bucket?
Maybe we should call it the Flame Bucket. The Flame Bucket should be a segment on the Flame Trench, because it's only a part of the larger whole.
Oh, man, look at Stargate get
no,
ripped.
it's not a hole. It's a trench.
Alex, go away. You said you weren't going to be here. we're being sad about Stargate right now. Look at it go flop.
Call the Bondulans. I'm having a strong Sawyer is a Spanish accent now.
In case you're wondering what we sound like in the back channel, it's literally this.
I like how in this video, the way Thomas edited it, like, there's a lot of shots that actually have something fairly interesting happening that kind of whiz by, and then he really lets you marinate on them pulling Stargate over. It's just like, oh, dude, twisting the knife.
Wait a minute, what kind of car is that? Is that a Supra? Oh my God. To the left of the van. You see that? What is that?
No, I can't.
What is that over
That's too dark.
The 1973 Buick Skylark.
No!
Did you see that? Yeah, I specifically. We were climbing out because you have to be at 10,000 feet to get above Starbase, above the TFR. So we're climbing out, which usually takes some time during the flyover. And I look over to my left at the port just to see if there's anything interesting going on. And bingo, there's the JFK. It's sad, but I figured I'd get some shots of it because everyone seemed to sort of enjoy our coverage of it previously. So we'll keep an eye on it on our flyovers. If you haven't watched this one, it came out Monday. It's gold. It's a good one.
Seeing those shots of that carrier make me a very sad Bostonian.
Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
Oh.
Back and to the left.
How dare you bring that up here?
By the way, EJ, the car you were looking at was a 1973 metallic mint green Buick Skylark.
Reference acknowledged.
With positive traction?
With positive traction.
Yeah, baby. All right.
EJ, did me saying back into the left make you so mad your head could explode?
That is entirely possible.
Oh, Jesus Louise.
The other cool thing about our flyover is that we flew on Friday, right, which is a week ago, and we flew on the same day that the flame diverters rolled out, but before they rolled out, flame buckets, sorry. And that means see the infrastructure of the trench in its final form, before they put the buckets in there. Pretty neat. Now the buckets are in there. And I'll say, like, you've seen rollouts, EJ, here at Starbase.
Yep.
It's wild, right? It's
awesome.
It's one of the few ways to like truly get a sense of scale. for these vehicles, and it's every time a rollout happens and one of these things goes like right by me on the road, I'm like, gee, how is this allowed? How is this real? How am I here? You know, all the things.
Dude, I was about, I don't know, maybe 4 to 5 meters away from ship 34 when it rolled by, and it ruined that, and seeing the launch just ruined rockets for me.
Did you do what I always do and like make the internal calculus of, if bad things start to happen, I need to run this way, because you have to run perpendicular to the thing, not parallel, in case it falls over.
Oh yeah, don't Prometheus yourself. That's right. Yes.
But yeah, after seeing so many vehicles roll out over the years, seeing these flame buckets roll out was really special. Like really special.
Super cool.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to convey it properly. I mean, if you haven't watched the summary video, if you haven't watched Starbase Update of our coverage of that roll, you should, because it's something rolling down Highway 4 that's big. We've seen that, right? But just something about the fact that these things are going to be just roasted by 33 Raptor engines over and over and over. And they're going to be encased in concrete, sitting there in the bottom of that trench underneath the world's largest rocket. And then they're just getting, carted down Highway 4. Like you said, a couple meters away from me. Just kind of mind-bending, man. Just kind of mind-bending. And it's, like you said, it's a huge milestone. It's a huge milestone getting a little bit closer to Pad B getting operational, which is great.
Jack, we were doing kind of a space news segment over on my end on Twitch, right? I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/EJ_SA. We're over there right now streaming. That's where you can catch Flame Trench on Twitch if you care. If not, ignore that whole thing. Listen to this.
Also, we do a pre-show and post-show for the Flame Trench that's members only, and EJ sometimes has that on his Twitch. So if you're not a member and you want the pre-show and post-show, that's a secret way to get it that I shouldn't tell you about.
Well, not the pre-show, but
EJ from Twitch, yes. So what I was trying to say is that we went on Google Earth. We were snooping around on my stream, and we were just putting the timeline slider back and forth, which is super cool. You could see the progress, dude. The most updated image from Google Earth is like from last year, and if you look exactly where that picture is right now, there's a parking lot. It's from April of 2024, and there's a parking lot there.
That's also probably like right after they built the parking lot, because if you remember, that was all scrubland and water on the edge of the pad. Then they cleared it out, demolished the suborbital pad, and then started building up Pad B. But in that process, in all of that shuffling around and demolishing and building up, they also built the Gateway to Mars sign, a big wall, and a parking lot. And then like a month later, at least it felt like a month, it was probably longer, like a month later, demolished all of that.
Yeah.
Wait, so you mean to tell me that they replaced scrubland with something that will become land for scrubs?
Why would you do that? Why would you say that?
You're welcome, Jack.
He just wanted to make up because he's behind his quota on puns.
Yeah,
you keep stealing all my tokens.
See?
I steal your tokens. I steal them up. Milkshake, you get it. It's a reference. So Flame Diverters was really cool. Watch the flyover if you haven't. Buckets. I'm sorry. It's gonna take me a little bit of time to hardwire my brain to say buckets. But if you want me to say buckets, if that's the correct term, I want to be correct. I care about nuance with words, transfer tube, etc.
Yep. That's
all you're gonna give me. That's it. That's all you're gonna give me is a yup.
Yep. All right. All right.
What
That's fair. Yup. Yeah, you got the yup, boy.
I tell you what.
Anyway,
Dad, I'm gonna work at ULA.
Jeez. So Twist is coming up soon.
5 minutes till Twist, baby. Did I break both of you? I'm sorry. Oh God, Dad, I like cost plus contracts. Bobby, no.
What if they want to expand their rocket? Well, we ask him politely but firmly to leave.
Yeah, there you go. And boy, ain't right.
Anyway, the point that I was trying to make is, looking at Google Earth, there was nothing there. There was nothing there, and we've had a pad for the most complicated rocket ever devised by man that actually, does launch and landing operations. Right? We've seen this thing come together in less than a year, and that's absurd to me. That tells me that the next one they go to make, Cape Canaveral, is going to come together really, really fast. SpaceX has said they want to get the 39A pad up and running by the end of the year. I think they'll do it.
Nope.
I absolutely think they'll do it.
No way.
I mean, no.
No.
I mean, what? Why?
I mean, no.
Hey, a beautiful video that you should watch to know the status of the 39A pad and
9A.
infrastructure.
Yep.
The most recent
You're not
Space
even
Coast
supposed to
flyover?
be here today.
I don't care.
The most recent Space Coast flyover, you mean, available right now that just came out here on this exact YouTube channel, NSF, NASA Spaceflight? Edited by probably the best editor that has ever graced this planet. Totally, no judgment, no anything like that.
No.
I'm
who edited
joking.
it?
I'm not that I'm self-centered, but not that self-centered. But yes, I did edit the flyover.
Where's my hat?
It's muted.
Where's my hat? Where's my hat?
That's not what It's not even what I said.
Ah, my hat! Taking a quick peek at... Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat!
You see, it needs another sample.
My hat!
It needs like
Ah, my hat!
bagel, 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 bagel.
Ah, my hat!
Bagel,
Ah,
bagel,
my
bagel,
hat!
bagel.
Taking a quick peek at...
Cream cheese.
Ah, my hat!
I'm like, end this now,
Ah, my
please.
hat!
I do like the gif at the end, the like fist shake of anger.
EJ is a robot. I'm gonna try not to make a Grandma's Boy reference.
Adios, turd nugget.
Happy Friday, everybody!
Let's see. We are coming up on This Week in Spaceflight, so we will be doing a premiere for that here in about 3 minutes. So we are going to wrap up the show. Meanwhile, in Starbase, they're doing some chopstick testing on Pad A. They've done a little bit of testing on Pad B. Whole bunch of chopstick wiggling. More construction. Watch the videos if you want a complete update, and watch Monday's video in a couple days if you want to be updated next week as well and continue to be updated. But yeah, that's Starbase for you. Let's see if we have a couple quick questions, because, again, we are coming up on twists. Chris Nett's asking, can you show the video of Tower A twisting during chopstick testing? It's a Kevin question. I don't know if Kevin has that queued up. But, yeah, as they do that, those rapid closes on the chopsticks, they do cause the tower to twist. Kevin does not have it. It's all right. There's 2 minutes left to go, so...
You're welcome, Blake.
We should probably wrap up. I'm sure that video is going to be in one of our videos, whether it's a Starbase update or a daily or a summary or whatever you want to call them.
Ooh, we have
If it
gifts
hasn't
again.
been already. So if you want to see it, you know how to do it.
We haven't had gifts in a while.
Hey,
All
gifts.
right.
Thank you, Elisar.
Thank you, Elisar. Thank you to the whole socials team. Thank you to all of our chat mods. Thank you to everybody involved in the show. Thank you to Kevin for producing the show. Sawyer, thank you for being on.
Of course.
That gets me a call out, Blake. I think that's funny. Just saying.
Holy Blake with a $50 super chat saying, thank you, EJ, for turd nuggets.
You're welcome, you dill hole.
That's a real sentence that I just said on air.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
EJ, thanks for being on this week, man. It was a good one. I'm glad we got to delve into various spicy topics as usual.
Yeah, man. All good. Thank you for having me. Okay, all seriousness, I know it's a privilege being on here, and I do appreciate it, guys. Thank you. I do stream over at Twitch, twitch.tv/EJ_SA. You can catch me there 5 days a week. I'm actually going back over to Twitch land after this. But anyway, it's a privilege being here, and I thank you for having me. It's fun. I like to have some fun here.
Just
Heck
ask
yeah.
Brock who EJ from Twitch is, and that'll get you there, too.
Oh, jeez.
There you go. There you go. All right. Thank you again to all of our launch directors and flight engineers. Thank you to all of our members. Thank you to everybody who watches our content. We can't do this without you guys, and we love doing it. So by proxy, that means we love you. That's right. You can take that to court. Seriously, though, thank you. And even if you can't support us monetarily, we appreciate you for watching our stuff. It doesn't have to be a monetary thing, but the launch directors and flight engineers are the top level of our membership program, so always want to call them out when we can. Thank you so much to our members and our viewers. With that, let's go watch Twist.
Hey, what about
You wanna go
Sawyer?
watch Twist?
Outro Sawyer.
I did, didn't I? Sawyer, thanks for being on.
You
I thought
gave
I
me like
did.
2 seconds to respond. Thank you.
There's
No.
25 seconds left. Go.
I know.
Go.
I see the clock. I'm watching the clock, dude. Unlike someone, I'm watching the clock.
What do you think? What do you think's happening here? This has just got real
Last
spicy.
week was great. No, but thank you. It's
Oh,
always a pleasure to be here.
you love bringing up last week.
I love. Hey, this is the first time I brought it up, but I love being here with all of you. Thank you so much, Jack. Your opinion on bagels is wrong. Let's go watch Twist.
Thanks to Kevin
I'm
for
Jack
being on the
Fire
show.
for
Bagels are
NSF,
good.
and this is your Flame Trench. Flame Trench, 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 Flame Trench.
And here we go.
We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be normal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, roger, planet.
Water towers, fly! Yes! Tango down to nominal.
Fighting downside FD off. Bring in FD off. Off. It's orange! 125! Oh my god! Decollage. What do you think? Put that in the big bag, you know.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
If the methane would be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You dead? Sure. We don't need any more of these.
Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat!
Clear.
Hanger.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm telling you,
Great
it needs
one.
more samples. Ah, my hat. Ah, my hat. Bagel, 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 bagel. Transfer tube. Like there's a. You can really make it into a. Oh, space pole.
Nomini Patriot Fili Spiritus Shuttly.
Shuttle Anno Domini. I don't know any Latin.
That was, yeah, what you said was weird, but all right.
Veni vidi vici.
Abracadabra. I don't know. It sounds vaguely Latin.
Come chameleon.
Cryo, spin prime, spin prime, spin prime, spin prime, spin prime, spin prime,
Oh, we need
cryo
a
test.
mashup.
Yep.
Eric and Alien are both trying to get me to give them a clean sample, and I'm not going to do it. You got to work for it. You got to get into the sample mines and get your sample pickaxe out and chip away some tasty sample ore. You can't just get handed some good samples on a silver platter.
Wait, what are they
But
trying to
you-
do?
They want me to say bagel again so they can sample it for
There
the
you go.
song.
You're
I
welcome,
assume.
chat. I saw.
That's not no. They want 3 bagels in a row, which I'm not going to do. Again, I gave them chances. They had their chance. Yeah, Eric wasn't recording the first time I said it. Oh, it sounds like a skill issue, my guy.
I mean, you did say bagel multiple times on stream. If you use
I did.
AI to get rid of the background music, there are 3 bagels in a row.
I deliberately and multiple times tried to make fodder for the song. So if you didn't get it already, you just ain't
Hey
got
Jack,
it. I'm
what's
sorry.
the name of that thing that you get from California with all the goofy stuff on the top and the circular design?
Oh, the bagel.
Artisan
You're talking about a
bread.
bagel? You're talking about a bagel, right?
Oh!
I talked over it. Sorry.
Damn it, Sawyer!
Yes, the artisan bread.
What's up, Membies? How was the show?
You remember?
I'll be
Yeah,
right.
you two members.
Oh, I remember. Do you remember? Oh, I remember.
I cannot do the member berries. I'm sorry.
I remember.
How was the hat? The hat was fine. Once it was back on my head.
Guys, I can't find the Adrian song. I thought I had it on my desktop, but I think I lost it.
Gosh dang it, Kevin.
I think I have it. Wasn't it pinned somewhere or?
I'm
Kevin, how dare
sure
you.
it was.
Kevin,
I
that is
swore it
not
was
a very
pinned
pro
in
gamer
Control
move of you.
Center or something.
We had the.
Oh, my hat. Oh, my hat.
Boom.
It's stuck in my head.
They're eating the dogs.
Yeah.
They're eating the cats.
Did you hear the song that one dude, the
Oh,
one that
my
was like a
hat.
Portuguese dude made?
What?
A Portuguese dude made a song
Oh,
out of that.
oh,
He
oh,
sampled it. It was
oh.
amazing.
Out of what?
Oh, oh.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Oh yeah. Well, there's also Shmayoho that did the awesome one of that too.
Oh, I hear it.
There.
I hear it.
Damn it!
I don't hear it through Discord, but
Oh, that's the one.
Static fire, static fire, static fire, spin run, cryo test. So, it's a bit of a different story in amount of 10. And yes, I just did this to make it clear how many tests Booster 7 had. If you look at Booster 7, the story is a bit different. Because that's cryo, spin prime, static fire, 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 spin
Funny how you can
cryo
hear
test.
me and Ian.
So, it's a bit of a different story in amount of 10. And yes, I just did this to make it clear how many tests Booster 7 had.
that's still so good.
Yeah, I think that's from after Flight 1, and we're like talking about Booster 9 and all of the testing that it needed to go through. And Adrian was like, wait, because this is what happened to Booster 7. I think it was like a live stream with Ian and me, because you can hear both my voice and his voice.
Yeah, and then
Actually
the album cover that I posted, I think that was Ian that made that afterwards.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah. Sounds like an Ian thing to do. Very pineapple-y.
It's still pinned in Control Center, which is amazing.
I actually haven't looked at my phone since I fell on the skateboard earlier to see if I cracked anything. I think I'm good.
It doesn't matter. You'll just buy another one if you did crack it.
I get a new phone every year, so that's right. That's true.
Yeah, see, that's right. It goes in the phone hole.
It goes in the
got
consumerism
25
hole.
My message got 25 reactions. Wow.
It goes
Was
in
that
the
a-
e-waste hole.
What is that? Hey, Sanctus Casey. Thank you for that Prime
landfill
sub.
hole.
Appreciate it. It does.
So real.
Yep.
UFO, the Alex song would be like 20 hours long.
Oh, we got a
it'd
new...
be like a Gregorian chant.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be Inagata Davida, Alex edition.
Right. It would kill most people who tried to sing it.
You do know
As
that
long as
song,
it's
right?
longer than a New Shepard flight.
Ooh, yes, Inagata Davida is longer than a New Shepard flight, actually.
Yeah, I know. That's a joke.
I know.
That our songs are longer than the flight.
We'll start
of New
off
Shepard.
today's service with a song from I Ron Butterfly in the Garden of Eden.
I love the story of that song.
Oh, I was making a Simpsons reference.
Oh. But still, I love the story
Reference-
of the song that it was supposed to be in the Garden of Eden, but they were basically so high while doing it they couldn't say it, so it became Inagata Davida.
Sounds about right. Membies.
And Twitch. Project Kuiper has a date on the 28th now.
Let's go.
All
I'm
right.
excited for that to launch.
I gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Gross, dude.
Wash your hands after.
Make sure
What do
you
you
turn your
mean?
mic off.
Or don't.
This building doesn't have a toilet. I gotta
No,
go down to the house.
Do turn your mic off.
The mic doesn't. All right,
Turn
I will.
your mic off.
Okay, I
Put
will. Keep
the coffee down.
Jesus.
Coffee
I still heard
is for
him.
closers.
Was that from Suits?
Oh, come on, Sawyer.
No,
you know
I'm-
better.
Oh shoot, what's
Come
the
on.
reference from? I'm drawing a blank.
Get them to sign on the line which is dotted.
Why is my brain not working? Help.
Chat, don't help. Always be closing. ABC, always be closing. ADIA, action. I'm not going to do the whole monologue.
I know it. It's driving me crazy. I can't think of the name.
It's Alec Baldwin.
Just freaking tell me I'm drawing a blank.
No, I got to figure it out, dude.
No, it's
Brain
gonna
deader.
hurt my head.
Are you interested? I bet you are because it's or walk.
Just friggin' tell me, dude.
It's Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that in forever.
Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross. Classic.
I can't remember the last time I've seen it. That's probably why.
Oh, I watch that monologue all the time. Like literally, like if I need to get hyped up, that's one of the things I'll watch.
Oh, yeah,
Always be closing.
Oh yeah, we're echoing because EJ didn't mute.
EJ didn't turn off his mic.
I don't know. What, you have headphones? Dude, why are you typing from the bathroom, my guy?
Ew, he's gonna get pink eye. He can't defend himself.
Now watch this chat.
Now watch his drive.
Now
Hunter, I thought only the West Coast had fog. Oh, wow, look at that GIF. That's an interesting GIF.
Yeah, but was it during launch? No.
Nova, if there's a half apple, do they bring you half an iMac? No. There's a quarter apple, a pancake, a crepe. Technically, I call it a crepe. I don't think anyone else
I
does.
was gonna say, I've never heard it called a crepe.
It's a half pancake to me is a crepe, but I'm sure there's an actual word for it. Does that make sense, right? Because you have a pancake and you can have half a pancake, but I've only ever called them half pancakes.
I mean,
But
I
they
know what
should
you're
be called
talking about,
crepes.
and I kind of like the name, but I'd never heard it called that.
Yeah. If I was on set, I would be single-handedly getting Grip Departments to adopt it. Did the joke go over my head? No, I got the joke, and I'm getting that you're making a short person pun. That's highly amusing. Quite droll. Ah, my hat. Ah, my hat. Why
Bagel,
is it?
bagel, bagel, bagel.
See, I told you it needs more samples. I'm not wrong here.
It does.
Colleen says crepe has no milk. Yeah, no, we're not, we're not talking about actual pancakes. Apple box, half apple box, quarter apple box, pancake, crepe. I miss working on set.
Let's just say I don't miss working in TV news anymore.
Oh yeah, I'm that 100% ew. No thanks.
I didn't mind it at first, but then the world went to hell in a handbasket, and I wanted to throw the handbasket away.
Well, and it's also like the internet killed it in a lot of ways, and it's like, what does Sinclair want us to say this week?
Well, I worked for Gray. Oh my god.
Good job, Alex.
Well, I worked for Gray and Hearst, so I didn't have to deal with all the Sinclair crap.
I'm Jack Byer for
Eric
NSF,
says,
and
now
this
what-
is your Flame Trench. Flame Trench, 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 Flame Trench.
Oh my hat!
Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat! Taking a quick peek at...
It doesn't happen when you record indoors. When you do it with a green screen, this
Yeah, but
doesn't
if I
happen.
record indoors, Kevin yells at me.
Yeah, I like the outdoors. Don't do green screen.
Chat seems to like it when I record indoors because they're like, "Thanks, you're not yelling. We like it." But if I'm outdoors, I kind of have to yell because wind. Oh, space pole. Eric says, "Now watch this hat."
Right, Long March 5 didn't make it into the mix either.
Now watch this hat.
Right, we need a Long March 5. Now watch this drive in that beat there too.
Membies. How y'all doing, Membies? You doing good this week? I hope you had a great week. It's Friday. We get to hang out. Hopefully the weekend is meaningful for you in some way and it's not just more work days.
What, like us?
Do you
That's the
think there
joke.
might be bacon in K2 18B?
What?
What?
The exoplanet thing.
What? The one where they found
never
dimethyl
mind.
hydrogen whatever sulfide?
Yeah.
No.
I want bacon now.
Okay.
So, Jack, I just want to let you know you owe me $11
Why?
because I went and got a subscription to the service that Space Pope used to make that song.
So why do I owe you for that?
Because you made it so we had to play that.
That's cheaper than a new hat.
But actually, though.
Eric says take it out of Space Pope's many super chats. There you
That's
go.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah.
That's how.
That's
Since
enough.
the trench has officially been blessed, that's how we can pay with it.
Colleen, someone tried to steal your Apple box. I hope you punched him in the face.
Or kicked them in their apples.
Where did EJ go again? I don't remember now. It was
Bathroom.
completely. Oh.
You don't want to know. I'll tell you when you're older.
Oh. So he went to clean out the carburetor. Okay.
Clean out the carburetor.
That's what EJ returns to. It's hearing Alex talking about.
Oh God,
cleaning his
EJ's back.
carburetor.
Hi,
Yeah.
EJ. Hi.
The second Alex said that sentence, he sat in his chair. It was great.
Are we talking about car parts?
Yeah, totally.
Or
Carburetor.
were we talking about taking a dump? A dump.
A dunk. Taking a dunk.
Yeah, same
Someone
thing.
from Boston with Duncan on their mind.
Yeah.
Dunk.
Tell me
Where
about
do we like? Let's put a stake in the ground. Where do we stand on the Flame Trench? Krispy Kreme or Dunkin'?
Duncan.
Duncan.
Oh, wait. No. So it's Dunkin' Coffee, but it's Krispy Kreme donuts.
False.
Yeah. No.
Krispy
I know
Kreme
where
is
you
just
live.
cardboard with
Hold up.
liquid sugar drenched in it.
Exactly.
You want to taste the You want to taste the donut. At least with Dunkin', you get to taste it. It's not just pure liquid sugar on it.
Bro, Krispy Kreme looks like a dog chewy toy, okay?
Plus, they're warm. Krispy Kremes are warm.
Dog chewing dog.
Also, the idea of a cake donut versus the regular, it's just no. Dunkin' all the way.
No.
So you are bestowed the title of honorary Dunk King, dude.
Not bad. Even though it's a Bostonian thing, I'll take it. What does America run on? It ain't crispy. I will say, yes, Tim Hortons is better than both of those, but I don't really have that here. So.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Bojangles. Not for donuts, but for breakfast foods.
Jack.
What? For breakfast?
Yeah,
I've never
sausage
had-
biscuits. Sausage and biscuits from Bojangles? Are you kidding me?
I've never
Oh.
had their breakfast. The chicken
Are
is
you
phenomenal.
from Florida or not? It's the taste of the South, dude.
Oh, the chicken's spectacular. I'm not going to deny that.
Bro, if we're talking breakfast in the South. We want Waffle House, all right?
Right.
I'm talking like to go, like fast food breakfast.
Or Chick-fil-A breakfast is pretty good too.
Cane's.
It's trash. It's trash. Cane's doesn't do breakfast.
I don't care. I want Cane's. It's
Raisin
1:32 a.m.
This-
I'm not
this is
thinking
just
about
a-
breakfast.
This is
Alex
just the
wants to go
Alex is
to big-
hungry.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Alex wants to go to Big Daddy Cane's.
We're talking Raising
hungry.
Cane's chicken.
Hey, in 5 days I'm gonna get Cane's, so I'm really happy about that.
Please
You
don't tell me you're
coming-
coming to Florida.
No, don't worry. I'm not gonna
Good,
get
launch
anywhere
cadence.
close to
Good,
any
we
launch.
won't ground Falcon 9.
I think the closest launch site to me will be Wallops, maybe. So yeah,
Oh, good,
and
you can
it's not
ground
like
the
they're
Ataris.
too
Oh,
busy.
wait.
Yeah, right. Like it. I don't think I'm safe.
Where are you going?
The Midwest,
That's a
Why?
big place.
Iowa,
Corn.
and tornadoes. There's a lot of those.
Well,
Are
is
there
that what you're going?
tornadoes?
Are you going
Tornadoes?
tornado chasing?
Torcornos?
Taquitos?
Topnado.
Ooh, I want taquitos.
Topnado.
It's funny. I've seen more corn here in Spain than when I went to Iowa. I did not see a lot. It was
So-
also
But to-
September, which I think it's not the great time to see the corn.
Wait, so if you
Is there
you take-
ever a good time to see corn?
Yeah.
I've never seen corn in my life and been like, that was a great time to see corn.
Wait, so if you take video of it, are you
I mean the
recording
season
pornography?
of the year to see corn.
Corn
We're just
grows
gonna
in
ignore
late
that.
summer, dude.
What?
Corn grows in late summer. The time to see corn would be like September.
Oh, really? Well, I
yes.
didn't see any then. So I went in the perfect time of the year. Okay.
Yeah, most of the corn you can't even eat anyway because it's all GMO, but that's another story. I had to do a project in college years ago about all of that. It drove me up the walls about the whole food chain thing and all the GMOs and the stuff they're adding to. I like Clarkson's farm. Let's just say that.
Yeah, all right. The old saying in the Midwest is it has to be knee high by 4th of July. That sounds like a Midwestern thing.
Kevin, can we bring up this link I just DM'd you?
Yeah, you should be planting corn now. Corn does take a little while to grow. Okay, someone save me from Missouri. Damn.
Missouri.
What Eric Fraser? What reference am I not getting? That's the food chain, baby. That's my food chain right there.
You're eating the bats?
Where do you think COVID came from, dude?
God.
Patient zero right here.
Where were you in 2019 in China?
Wen Chang Science Center? Is that
It's
irrelevant? I fail to see how that's relevant.
They're
Isn't
eating
Wen
the
Chang
dogs,
the
they're
launch?
eating the cats.
Yeah,
Isn't Wen Chang-
it is. I was wrong.
They're eating the
I
dogs,
forget
they're
what
eating
the
the
actual.
bats.
I forget what the actual place is.
Wuhan.
They're eating the
Wuhan,
dogs.
thank you.
They're eating the cats. Oh no, my hat!
They're eating the bats.
Everything's computer.
Everything is computer.
That's great, Nova.
my hat! Ah, my hat!
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats.
hat!
Oh my hat!
Ah, my hat!
They're eating the dog, eat the cat.
Ah, my hat!
Eating the
Dog, eat the cat.
Ah, my
Sawyer's face.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you all?
How have we never called you that? My God, Steve, are you there? Saying kayak yak? Why don't we just call you kayak?
Yes. Yes. Oh
How
God.
we never
Yes.
thought of that? How we never thought of that, Kayak?
I think
Bye,
that
Kayak.
he could. No, we could just call him Yak because he has the strength of a common yak.
I am Yak.
I am Yak.
Nice.
Canadian most
Someone
during
be sure
mating
to clip
season.
that for the next song.
And now, the yak.
Eric says, "Damn it, I stopped recording." Yak, 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 yak.
Who's
Right,
pretending to
guys,
be?
here.
Wait, oh, my hat.
I'm hungry.
I need to add the gif of Starship deploying Raptors while spinning around to your mission control.
Oh,
Engine
dude.
Rich, man.
Have you seen
That
that?
was funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I retweeted
great.
it. It was
God.
pretty funny.
That is one of the fun things I've seen in a hot minute. Just hundreds and hundreds of engines.
I retweeted it and I said it bringing new meaning to Engine Rich.
Yeah, that's so good, dude.
Oh, that's clever.
So good.
I did start a new save in my summer car, and I named my character Jakoberg Byrki.
Why?
Because I couldn't think of anything else, man.
But I don't know if I'm honored or disturbed. Alex,
One of my
are you
cities-
on a different planet or something? Like, what are you responding to?
ARJ.
What was yo yo yo?
Oh my!
What was that? What are we supposed to do with that?
It's what I thought with Jago. I'm just imagining somebody be like, yo, yo, yo,
Is he gonna
I'm
be all right?
Jago.
I think Alex is delirious and needs to go to bed.
EXE has stopped working.
Alex is having a strong call of ambulance. Romero Ulance.
The Alcantarilla Romero ambulance.
It's so good.
Alex, you all right?
What?
¿Dónde está la biblioteca, Alex?
¿Cómo se dice brain in español?
I don't know where the library is, but I'm sure it's already closed at 1:40 a.m.
Yeah. ¿Cómo se dice brain in español? El braino?
Como se dice?
Cerebro.
What is
did
it?
he say? How do you say?
Cerebro. It's what Alvaro wrote.
Cerebro.
Cerebro.
¿Dónde está cerebro? Where is brain,
Yes.
Alex?
Voló. It flew.
Ah, my hat. Ah, my hat. Something. Ah, my hat.
Yeah.
Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat!
Bagel.
Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat!
Bagel.
Eating the dog.
My hat!
Eating.
Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat!
Hi.
Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat! Ah, my hat!
Taking a quick peek.
Ah, my hat!
You're a good girl. You're a good baby. You're a good baby. You're a good baby. Yeah, you're a good baby. EJ, you're a good baby. EJ, say hi to Leica.
Likey's!
Baby.
Likey's!
Say hi to the baby.
Oh.
Likey's! Hello!
Baby, it's just a baby.
Oh, like
She's just a
Likey's!
She's just a baby.
I will say, Leica's the cutest one that's been on stream today.
Likey's.
Oh God, don't. Okay, good girl.
Likey's!
She pulled the microphone cable. Oh, are you getting impatient because you know Dad's almost done working? You gonna pull me off the skateboard again and make me fall in front of a bunch of people and they laugh? And one of them's
Sounds
a
good.
cute girl. What?
What was that last part, Jack?
Oh, don't worry about that. about that part.
No, it's good.
Yeah, we don't.
You sure?
Yeah, no. I don't. Yeah, I already forgot.
Should
What
have
else
asked her out, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Bro, look at how tough I am. Just fell, broke my hand, whatever. No big deal. Hey.
Yeah, I'm bleeding. Do you want to go out?
Hey, yeah. You'd be surprised.
Yeah. Oh God.
I wonder if Chris B's around and he wants to play GTA Racing with me in my chat a little bit later.
Oh, dude.
Chris
I bet he
Bergen?
would.
Yeah.
He'd love that.
Yeah.
If he's around and awake, I bet he'd love that. Chris Bergen loves GTA, as you know.
Yeah.
True.
Good baby. Good dog.
Unless we've given him enough headaches this week that he's like, nah, I'm good.
Pat B chops are doing fast movement right now.
Oh, I should probably go shoot that.
No, they're moving like right now, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Make
You know what should move quickly as well?
You to bed?
You to the pad.
What?
No.
Why not?
That's literally what we were just talking about.
Why not?
So you can't say as well because it's not in as well because we were just talking about that.
Oh.
So
got him.
Who writes the script? You know, this
Sometimes-
week you write the SV script. How
I
about
mean, I
that?
do. I write the script every week.
The Jack Byer production.
Ah.
I do. I write the script every week. Every single week, I take the draft of the script and I rewrite it
I've seen
into
him do
Jack words. So technically, every week I write the script.
I've seen him do it.
I'm not the only one doing it.
You know, when he says Jack words, it's like
sometimes it's you.
it's
Sometimes
like
it's
he
Adrian.
has things
Sometimes
like,
it's
oh my hat, oh my hat.
no, that was unscripted, my guy. That was completely.
I know.
The entire Stargate section. The entire Stargate section in the last week's episode was me, baby.
There are times that like there's parts of the script I don't even fully like there are times I know he's gonna change something. So I just write it.
So you half-ass it. Is what you're saying.
A little bit. But that also includes the intro, for example, when he says things like, I'm Jack Byer for NSF, this is your Starbase update. He says something before that, like, hi, Star Watchers, hi, Tank Watch, like, whatever. So every time that I write, I usually just write some silly stuff, like Duffel Doggles or Double Duggles. Like, I just
I never use yours. I never ever use yours. I always use mine.
So that's why I always like. You also change it. Like sometimes I put the one that you used the last week, and then you change it to a different one.
I try to do a
you
different one every
rotate.
week. Yeah, I try to do a different one every week.
Yeah, Double Doggles and like Dougal and Blaggy Blaggle. I don't know.
Alex is really losing it.
Alex, when was the last
you
time
know all the
you
countries
slept?
of the world?
What? Sorry?
You know all the countries of the world, good sir, in Starbase. I can call you
Sure.
Yakko Warner.
Yeah.
Yank.
From the... Oh, come on, from Animaniacs?
Animaniacs. We've got baloney in our slacks.
That's weird.
Whatever it is, while Bill Clinton plays the sax. Because it's totally
Yeah.
not dated. Yes, because it was Yakko Warner with the countries of the world, so Yak. So, United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru.
Do you guys take like Spanish class and like have to learn those like horrible songs that was like the different countries in South America? You know, it was like Quito, Ecuador, Quito, Ecuador, Lima, Peru, and then there'd be like a sick drum solo, and then it would start over again, and you're just like in class, and you feel like you're being Manchurian candidated. Like someone is going to say the capital of a South American country, and you're going to be like, like. No, just me. Okay.
We just had geography quizzes, bro.
Yeah, we never had
Hey-
a song to learn any of that.
You never had the.
Geografía.
Okay, hang on. We're doing this.
The only song I think I ever really learned in another language was Si j'avais un million de dollars, which is if I had $1 million in French.
Yo sé el alfabeto. Ole!
That's not it.
I'm cringing so bad right now.
Oh God. Ew. Can we ban the use of postal service in ads?
What?
The ban the postal service? Like, can we ban? Like, there should just be certain songs where it's just like you like the Flaming Lips. Do you realize that should never have been in a car commercial? What a travesty!
I thought you were talking about like the Postal Service commercial where they used to do "Fly Like an Eagle," which I loved. But
No, that's classic.
love
No,
Steve
I'm talking.
Miller.
No. I can't find this stupid video.
Alex, ¿dónde está el metro?
You don't have that.
Rock the Capitals. Is that what it
Sí.
is?
You're American.
Tenemos, sí.
In like 6 cities, maybe?
Oh, I found it. Oh my God,
Oh,
Kevin.
no, it's real.
Oh my God, Kevin. Oh man,
Shut
this
up,
is gonna-
Hunter.
Evil laugh here.
This is a serious nostalgia bomb. Oh my God. Oh yeah, that slaps. Caracas, man. Oh my God, dude. None of you. This not ringing any bells, really?
No.
Maybe if Kevin plays it. Stop looking at me, Swan.
So
I am conditioner. I go under hair last and make it shiny. I am shampoo.
Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool?
Oh, really, fool? Oh yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's learn some capitals.
Caracas, Venezuela.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave for this part.
Caracas, Venezuela. Caracas, Venezuela. Caracas, Venezuela.
Oh, dear God.
Bogotá, Colombia. Bogotá, Colombia. Bogotá,
And then it just does this for
Colombia.
every country, and it really does feel like you're being Manchurian candidated.
Bogotá, Colombia.
Oh,
This feels like Clockwork Orange.
Quito, Ecuador. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. See, Vargon thinks it slaps.
Caracas, Venezuela.
And you gotta repeat them all.
Bogotá, Colombia. Quito,
With the drums,
Ecuador.
80s style.
Lima, Peru. Lima, Peru.
Lima, Peru.
Lima,
Lima, Peru.
Caracas,
Symbol.
Venezuela. Bogotá, Colombia. Quito, Ecuador. Lima, Peru. La Paz, Bolivia.
Nobody else?
La
Nobody had to
Paz,
deal with this in Spanish
Bolivia.
class? It's
La
only me?
Paz,
No,
God,
I didn't
no.
do that.
Caracas,
I took German, but I also took Spanish.
Bogotá, Colombia. Quito, Ecuador. Lima,
We can-
Peru. La Paz, Bolivia.
Hey, at least the hat song isn't in my head anymore.
Paraguay.
Oh, the hat.
Asunción, Paraguay. No! No!
The mashup we didn't know we needed.
Hey, Kevin, can you, while we're learning languages, can you play this, please?
Oh no.
Transfer tube. Transfer tube. Nuggle.
Yeah, I see the bit.
Bucket, bucket, bucket.
Sorry, what do you want me to play?
Bucket?
Yeah, I linked
Yeah,
it.
bucket.
I linked it in
Okay.
Control.
Oh, hello.
While we're learning other languages.
I mean, I did give you Adrian's meow as well in Control Center earlier.
Oh, I actually clipped it too, and then I forgot about it.
Oh
I forgot
my
about this video. That's amazing.
Call an ambulance, please. So Vargon, you asked me how the car was going today. Well, we did a compression test, and all cylinders are above 150. Oh, hold on.
This was you. That's why you left for so long.
have a good case of diarrhea.
What
Okay,
is this?
hold on. Where does it hurt?
Where does it hurt?
My
stomach.
Feels dirty listening to this.
I've never seen this version of this. I've only seen the
Yeah,
song.
me neither. I thought we could stop.
Yeah, please make it.
Is that your voice?
Everybody watching this on stream.
A good case of diarrhea?
Anything else? Anything else?
Yeah, literally anything else. Abort. Abort.
That's a little too much information. You don't need to call it.
All right, you can stop this.
Call the
Call the ambulance, please. Vargon, we did work on the car today. We did a compression test, and all the cylinders are above 150 psi. One of them is at 170 psi, and that's
Is it supposed to do that?
I don't think so. Those numbers are supposed to be within 5 psi of each other, and most of them are, except for cylinder 2, which is at 170, which is that's not great.
Cylinder 2 being a diva.
That's not supposed to do that.
Oh, no, I thought you meant me being a diva. I thought you said Sawyer.
No.
Like, that's some days, but not right now.
We should probably change. We should probably change.
Is this really the video?
We should probably change the screen, dude. We should probably.
I think we're maybe approaching the end of the show.
I think we need to wrap this up. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm so glad this isn't recorded. Oh god, it's on EJ's Twitch.
Yes.
What's up, Twitchies? Kevin, can you clear the preview? I see it still in the preview, and it's very distracting. Oh no, it's everywhere.
Oh god, oh no, it's everywhere.
Oh god, please take it out of the preview.
Wait, what's next? It's worse with the sound.
All right. Let's make it end. Let's end the suffering. Oh god.
Bye, Chad, please.
Bye, man. Bye, Membies. Thanks for watching every week. Bye, Twitchies. Well, Twitch. EJ, you're going to hang out on Twitch, right? You're not like.
Yeah, I'm going back to Twitch land.
It's time to go racing.
Yeah, boogity, 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 boys. Let's go racing.
Okay, I'm gonna play the outro.
All right. Bye.
Thank you very much, Kevin. You should do it right now.
We'll miss you, Twitch. Bye.
And here we go.
We have liftoff. Propulsion continues to be normal.
RCPA chamber looks good.
Going up. Flight downside FD off. Bring in FD off. It's orange! 145! Oh my god! Decollage! Look at this! Put that in the big bag, Eagle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
The methane will be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You dead? We don't need any more of these.
Ah, my hat! 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 Taking a quick peek at... Ah, my hat! 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 Ah, my hat!
I think we're clear. I need to go turn off the
Hey, I'm back. All right. Hey RJ, thank you for the 10,000 bits, man. I appreciate you, dude, and gifted 1 month of tier 3 to Aurora Celestius. Thank you. You didn't need to do that. Is on my hat the new slogan for Yakograd? Maybe. We must now make hats in Yakograd. Alright, yes, we will retool to make hats. Okay. Alright. Synergy was kind of getting weird there at the end, but we're good. Yeah, I T3'd you for no reason. You questioned him. He does that. Alright. Well, let's get the controller ready to go because we are GTA racing tonight. Yeah, baby. The closest Europe got to the moon. Rip. Caption this image. It shows an astronaut pointing. When race? Oh, I think I told Turkey Basting Pro to, Racing Pro to start in an hour. But we can load up and have some fun now if you want. Or we could garage. You could do a bunch of things. You know? Look at that car. That's a sweet car. I love that thing. I don't give a frick if it has 4 doors. What a cool looking car. It's just looks right. Just looks like a car, man. No pressure, just wanted to know. Well, I want to know if Sumo should work in theory. Oh. Would you just look? Oh, would you look at this? Would you just look at it? Would you just would you look at this? It's just a cool car, man. It's the kind of car everybody drew as a kid. Yeah, good sleeper. Oh yeah, Tim. She gonna sleep, that's for sure. But I do want to figure out what's wrong with that 318. Something is weird with it. Something is peculiar with it. And I did take a picture of that valve train. Once again, everything under there looked very, very happy. We do have that car in the 5M server. There's one that's very close to it, yes. You going to re-ring it? Fistus, so we did an auto stream today. Guys, I actually like doing automotive streams on Friday. Yeah. Because then I don't have to worry about pushing into Space News because I have to be here for Flame Trench. I actually like wrenching on Fridays. I think that's cool. Yeah, if you guys like that, tell me. I think it's a good time. So Fistus, we actually confirmed today that the rings and the rings and the head gasket are fine on that engine. We did a compression test. Right, we compression tested all 8 cylinders, and that was the result. Now, if you're seeing something a little strange, yeah, I'm not sure about this. This warrants more looking. I had the valve cover off.
Oh, this is space.
And
I'm in space.
I'm fairly confident nobody has ever been in that engine at all. I'm pretty sure nobody touched it. Hey, RJ gifted us up to Tim Tool Guy. No, number 8. No, it's not 33. It's 155. Sorry, I wrote it crappy. That's where I put the valve cover bolts right there. Yeah, but number 2 is at 170, and I'm not 100% sure why that's doing that. It's entirely possible that there could be like carbon buildup inside of that piston, we're gonna have to bore scope it. So I'll buy a bore scope over the weekend, and we'll look in every one of the bores there. The valve train looks, I'm telling you, this here. I'm gonna go boomer. I'll show you it on my phone. Well, look at my damn phone, boy. So that's the valve train on the 318. Look, it's fine. There's nothing wrong there. Nope, no valve movement, nothing. Not even when we weren't on a cam lobe. There was some lateral movement on the number 2 intake valve. It could move back and forth, but once again, dude, look at that thing. Like, dude, it looks fine. Like, that, it looks fine. There's really nothing wrong there. I mean, we could go in with the feeler gauges to really be absolutely sure. I know why it ain't running. Got no gas in it. There was carbon buildup on that plug, I believe so. So carbon buildup makes sense. Yeah, DJ. Yeah, I mean, if there's a lot of excess carbon built up on that piston, you would increase your compression ratio to a point where it would detonate, and that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. We'll have to bore scope this or seafoam the frick out of that car. We could do that now. I think I got seafoam on the shelf. Let me go look. We could do that. We could seafoam the ever-loving poop out of it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. EJ's got a can of seafoam on the shelf. I love it when you clean the shop. You find all kinds of good stuff. Why you gotta tease jumping into GTA and then not jump into GTA? Oh. We could jump into GTA, that's fine. It is GTA time. Okay. Maybe after GTA. Just pour seafoam into your fuel tank to clean and lubricate your entire fuel system. It works through fuel injectors and carburetors to remove harmful residues and deposits from fuel passageways, intake valves, piston, and chamber areas. Directions. For regular fuel system maintenance, add 1 ounce per gallon. How the heck much is an ounce? How are you going to measure that? Yeah, we confirmed that the rings are good. I mean, if the rings are bad, you would not be getting 150. The monitor's just shut off. Is everything good? Shot glass, use what you know. Yeah, if we were so the factory, so here's the thing, dudes. All right, you want to hear something weird with a car? The factory manual calls for 150 psi, 130 to 150 psi going through that motor, right? That's what the factory manual calls for. No cylinder was below 150. That motor was babied. Like, babied. We got to figure it out. I want to. Have you done a wet compression test? Yeah, I don't know. Don't seafoam it, the plug wires. Yeah, we'll save that for next week. I just can't believe how healthy this 318 actually is. Like, yeah, when the plug wires come, we'll see foam it, and we'll see what happens. You know? Yeah, I bought all new plug wires because we tested the plug wires for continuity, and some of them had no continuity. So, but all of them did spark, interestingly enough. Add a bit of oil for each cylinder. If compression improves, it's the easy way of testing the rings. Shardies, I did a compression test today, dude. I did a compression test. Keep in mind, this motor is 56 years old, and I'm pretty sure no one's been inside of it. It still has the factory valve cover seals on it from that were installed in 1969. This motor, every piston makes 10 bar. Above 10 bar for every single piston. The factory calls for anything between 9 and 10 bar is good to go, which is crazy to me. Every single piston is healthy. It's not the rings. The rings are fine. It will help knowing why one cylinder is at 170. Yeah. Add a bit of oil for each cylinder. Are you talking about like adding it in the cylinder? I'm confused. Yeah, at this point, I'm